Right, welcome to the Powerful Lives podcast. Today we've got none other than Dom Negus.
Big Dom Negus.
And across the ring, ladies and gentlemen, boxing out of the red corner from Woodford. Please give a big warm welcome to Dominic Negus.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Good to have you, mate. Very good to have you.
Dom, we'd like to start right at the beginning, mate, where you grew up, how school life was and how you ended up getting into boxing to start with.
Yeah, listen, I was quite lucky. I was born in Bethnal Green, got brought up in Woodford. Mum, dad, got a brother, normal stuff. Was it 2 dogs and a cat? Lived in Woodford. It was a good childhood. We were good kids. We were lucky. Mum and dad worked on the print. I always say if I could be after man, my dad was, I'd be onto a good thing. Very, very old school, never had no trouble, just went to work. Mum was great, Italian. That's where I could, can you tell me Italian looks, you know what I mean? No, Mum,
can see by the tan in the hair.
That olive skin, yeah.
Oh, look, they're ganging up me, because there's 2 of them, don't worry. Pick a window, one of you will be leaving. No, but my brother, he's got the Italian looks, he looks right slippery, so. But no, we were lucky. I mean, as kids, we used to go to Italy all the time for our holidays, and we didn't realise, looking back now, how lucky we were. But so... we had a good childhood, normal stuff, got, normal shit, got picked on at school, hated school. But people say where the boxing started. So I was doing, a friend of mine one day come up to me, a friend of mine called Jim. I don't really talk about this, it's just that he was doing door work, working for a company in Essex, doing all the nightclubs. And we started, I really got into doing door work before I started boxing, and a couple of things happened. And, I didn't box properly as a child, but we went to the gym, and I didn't like it. I was about 11 till getting punched in the nose. Now, the last thing I want to do, I want to go and play with Star Wars figures. I'm a bit of a Star Wars geek.
Still to this day, I bet. Still to this day, you're playing with them.
You behave yourself. Right. I always wanted to be Han Solo, but I've got more chance of looking like a bald Chewbacca, ain't I? You know what I mean? That's like Princess Leia, though. She was always wanting to play with my lightsaber. But no... and so I was doing the door work, and a good pal, we're still friends today. I'm really lucky, some of my friends, you know what I mean? And it's like, Terry O'Neill was out in Australia now, and we'd be doing some stuff, and all of a sudden, we got into some altercations, and they're going, look, you're wasted, you should get down to the gym. And then all of a sudden, I started going back training, and I thought, I really loved it. Got right back into boxing, and then... I love it. It's like, listen, you could fight and you won't get your nicked, and you got a trophy out of it. And lucky, back in the day, you're lucky to get a sandwich and a bag of crisps. But nowadays, it's all different. I mean, I was quite lucky. I mean, for the few years I did box amateur, I turned pro at, I was 26, 96 I turned pro. But I boxed for England. I've got an England vest, I've got a London vest. I've got a Star Wars vest, but no. But no, I love the amateur side of things. People don't realise it's a good crack. I mean, a lot of the people that I still talk to now, there's a great coming through trainer now called Eddie Lamb. What's his name? Smith? I can't remember. Alan Smith. He trains. He used to be like he trains under Alan Smith at box. iBox over in Bromley. But so these are the people that we all boxed amateur together with. And they're still my friends today, and as you notice, a lot of them, they've all turned pro and then they'll become trainers. And with the boxing, it was just great. I mean, you meet some great people. And people that got this, they kind of knew me before I kind of, and I put it well, kind of lost me way a little bit. But then I was lucky, and I turned pro under Frank Maloney, or Kelly as she likes to be known now, which is great, no problem now, But I was lucky there. I won 2 Southern Area titles, won a WBU in a Continental title. Obviously, then boxed all the Harrisons. The infamous Ed Butt went in there, and it was like then not kind of my life kind of spiraled out of control a little bit there. But then, listen, to get back to boxing was great. I mean, we had some great times. I remember we went over to Holland, box over in Holland, and then all the kids, all the fellas. There's a fella there called Cliff Eldon. He was ranked above me. I think I was about number 9 then. I think it was about number 5 in Britain. And I remember, but after we all boxed, then everyone went, because they didn't really know me. We boxed for 5 Star. 5 Star was a great club. Had some great boys. Good. I mean, Lenny
club.
Butcher. I mean, we had some really good boys out. Dave Kiley. I remember I went to spar with Dave, and he was like on the verge of big things. And I'd never boxed before properly, but I was always like a bit of a gym rat. I mean, I've been sparring with everybody. And I remember my old trainer, his name was Johnny Kingsley. Good old boy he was. He like the Silver Fox. He was a bit like Cat Weasel. He was into everything. But I mean, so we went to spar with this Dave. First time open sparring, never open spar before. I've been sparring with Darren Westover, Nicky Furbin down at Gator. And he was going to take you down there. Well, Dave's fighting for the ABA title. So I go, hey, coach, no, don't forget, I've never boxed properly before in my life. So I remember the first round, he came out and I thought, this is all right. And next minute, he go, right, you okay now? I said, yeah. And he went, right, bring me for he knocked the crap out of me. No, for about the first 20 seconds, I went, right, so this is open sparring. So I just bit on a bullet and I absolutely give it to him. Don't get me wrong, I mean, I held my own, so he was well on form. And I remember afterwards, my trainer, Jeremy was going, don't tell him you ain't boxed before. Well, I didn't know, no. So he come up to me after, because how many fights are on? I went, I had, and he went, pardon, because I've never boxed before. And you could see I've just kind of hit his confidence a little bit. This guy's never boxed, he's got the ring and actually not smashed him, but I'll give it to him.
Well held your own,
No, and it kind of opened my eyes up to what the boxing was about. I mean, I remember we had illusions of turning pro. So Mickey Carney, I don't know if you remember Mickey Carney at Fitzroy Lodge. That geezer, he's a living legend. Like, we can talk about different clubs, West Ham, Mickey May, things like that. I'm just trying to think of the Repton boys. You know, I mean, you've got Repton, West Ham, but
Tony Burns and
that's it. Thank you, Tony Burns. I mean, but I remember going to Spun and Mickey Carney was there. And we were just on the verge of to turn pro. So you had Chris Oko there, and he was phenomenal, you know. And I remember Lenny said, "Right, we sparring with Chris Oko, bloody hell, like the Commonwealth champion." I think, ain't slept all night. I think, people say, "How do you feel even now when I spar?" Yeah, I still get the buzz, but I still get the, even now, 53, and But I remember sparring with him, and he hit me with a left hook. Then I think in the first round, right in the body, ping, and I went, sucked it up. Then we carried on. I always remember we went back to the corner and Lenny went, right, welcome to the pros. And I thought, and that was like my baptism of fire. But Chris taught me so much. And these people don't really and if we're talking about the boxing now, it's like with one of the most spitefulest people I've ever sparred with in my life. And he's one of the most nicest people, and he taught me so much. That's why I've got the trophy. When I spar, I don't spar, I fight. I don't want to spar because I don't want to spar. I never liked sparring. But with Scott Welsh. And that's the most spitefulest man I've ever. But after he's your best mate. And he said to me, he said, Dom, this is my business. This ain't a joke. And I totally got it. And that's how and when I used to spar with people, they go, get out the ring, they go, I spar with Dominic Negus. I said, no, we moved about. I always run a spar with Lennox. I moved about with it. There was hundreds of people, but I never sparred with him because he would take me to pieces. Even like now, I was that man was he's a living legend. I mean, we used to train at that, what's it called? The Lennox Lewis College down at...
it's Lennox Lewis you talked about moving around. Yeah.
Well, this was what I'm saying. It was like, we used to train at the Lennox Lewis College at the bottom of Leabridge Road. And we used to spar with everybody there. I remember Montel Griffin come over. He actually paid for me for a week of sparring. Oh no, they jogged me off after the session. He goes, you're too mad. Because I remember the first round, I've gone out there, me and Lenny going, you've got to remember then, Montel was, he was ranked number 1 in the world, pound for pound, because he got the win over Roy Jones Jr. He got disqualified. Yeah. But so I remember getting in the ring, and all of a sudden we've gone in there, and he hit me with this uppercut in the left hook. I looked like that T-Fell advert. My head went back like that, bing like that. And I looked at Lenny, I went, oh, that was good. And I just went, and I just jumped all over him. And afterwards, like Dean Powell, God rest his soul, good man. He was like, we were so close. And he said to me after, he goes, no, they don't want no more sparring. You go, what do you mean? He goes, too mad for him. He goes, well, I said, I don't know his punch bag, but I would not let him. I was like a dog with a bone. I would not get him over him. I was jumping all over him. I thought I was outside faces again, just fighting about 10 people, but I was on him. And it was one of the best experiences I ever had, you know what I mean? I was very lucky. I sparred with some very, very top class fighters. And I kind of got my name through being very durable through the training, through the sparring. And, you know, we could go places just to spar with people. I mean, I remember going to the Henry Cooper gym, and we sparred with Harry Senior. To this day, that's probably the best sparring I ever had. I mean, old Harry had a bit of a head injury, as we know.
Yeah, bless him.
But what a fighter. I mean, he taught me so much. And we've always been, if you know me, even now, I'm a big, prolific body puncher. And I remember the first time I sparred with Harry, I went to him afterwards and said, how's that left hook to the body? He went, what left hook? I went, oh, okay, like that. I mean, he's hit me confidence a little bit. We did 8 rounds. I always remember I come back. And the next minute he went, because I was still learning, even though I was 26, still learning. And now he went, come in the dressing room, he went, Dom, we never say to people if you hit with a good shot, it don't work like that. I said, okay, mate. And he went, weren't bad though. And I went, thanks a lot, that's all I needed. You know what I mean? And thanks, Harry. And I learnt so much. I always remember, so me and Lenny went now. And if we're allowed to talk like this, we went in there, and without being rude, I'm like, like a lot of black fighters in there.
Yeah.
And me and Lenny walked in there, and there's Alan Gray, and me and Alan were still friends now. And I always remember walked in, it was like a scene from Rocky. Also, I walked in, me and Lenny were like, what, I'm the Essex boy, just walked in there like an Essex kid, you know, and they just stopped all, looked at me. And they looked at me and went, right, we're going to beat him up. And I must have sparred with about 3 or 4 different fighters that day. Harry, Kevin Mitchell, I think Howard Eastman or Gilbert Eastman, I think Howard Eastman. I did a couple of rounds. You know what I mean? But it was fantastic. I remember getting out of that ring, and they taught me so much. And I remember getting out of the ring, and Lloyd Allingham was there, and it was so funny. And he said he went to shake. Well, he went to fist bump Lenny. Lenny's old fashioned, so he's got a fist bump. So Lenny's like shaking his fist like that, and he's going, Dominic, we're going to make you an honorary black man. And it was so good, though. They were so good.
He's
to
a
me,
character.
No, they were just
Such
the
a
old
character.
gym, and it was Brian Lawrence. Sorry, Brian Lawrence. He was the head trainer there, and James Cook, MBE.
Yeah.
And James Cook. He's still one of my favourite people to this day. He taught, but you went to them gyms, and they didn't just teach you about boxing. They taught you about life skills, and it's amazing. I mean, everyone's got a story to tell. Everyone's gone through something or other. But I mean, I remember sparring with Kevin Kevin Mitchell, and they called him the Outlaw. And I lost my first fight. I lost to Bruce Scott. So they give us Kevin, and on paper it was supposed to be an easy fight. And if I'm being honest, that's the first time I kind of got involved with drinking. It wasn't like not drug, but I was trying to drink a little bit and had a couple of problems in my personal life.
How old are you now, Dom?
Now?
That was in like...
then I was 28 then. 28 because I lost to someone here title Bruce. So I'm about coming up my 3rd year in the pros. So they give us a fight with Kevin, and halfway through, I was so dehydrated, they pulled me out. My eyes went, I couldn't really, just dehydration. Went to the doctor, said, no, you out, because I cheated with the weight, because I always had to make fun. I'm 90, the best thing I've been in now for a long time. But I was 90, I come at 13.8, I was walking around at 16 stone, and I cheated on the weight, and it ruined me. But good luck, listen, Kevin deserved that fight, oh my God, the better man definitely won that day. I never took that away from him. But always when we talk about fights, that kind of left a thing on you. So when Dean Powell's rang me, I'm actually working at Elephant Castle. It was a Sunday, and he's going, Dom, we got you the rematch with Kevin Mitchell. I said, great. Also, my arse kissed a bit because I knew it was going to be hard. He goes, but it's for the Southern Area title because Bruce gave it up because he won the British and the Commonwealth. And I knew having this fight, I had to train the hardest I ever trained because it was a make or break fight for me. I think it's about my 8th fight. But me and Kevin trained so hard as well. And you ever watch that Rocky 4, or it's Rocky 5, after he's had the fight with that Ivan Drago, he's in the changing room, he's shaking.
Yeah.
I don't feel, and I've got to say, I boxed, it was such an hard fight, but it's more mentally hard because I knew if I didn't pull this one out of the bag, my career was over. And then obviously, I was lucky. I did beat Kevin, and it was hard, but I did beat him. And we kind of had that night. And if you could get Kevin here, he'd be good to talk to as well.
You're good friends, aren't you?
Very good friends. I'll tell you another situation that we got after this. But I won on points, and he's running far. I felt I'd actually left something behind that ring. It was physical, but it was just something. It's like the mental. Anybody who knows about fighting or whatever, boxing, any contact sport, it's mentally, it's a mental sport. It's like now, even though I'm 53, I get moody. You know, I'm proper moody. A couple of weeks before a fight, but it was like, me and Kevin kind of, that fight made me. I realised, even when I lost to Bruce Scott, I knew then losing to Bruce that I was a world class fighter, and even I think it was him, or I can't remember, it was on when Gary Delaney won it. I think Bruce was one of the nicest things. He said, like, I hit Dom as hard as I could, and he just did this silly smile. And I would always laugh at me. You hit me out a lot. So hit me harder. And it was mentality. That's why I can't even count to 4 now. But but not with Kevin. See, it was like me and Kevin. I went through a bad patch in my life about 4 years ago, four and a half years ago, and I was in a really, really dark place, and I suffered really bad with that stuff. So we're going to get into that later. But he texted me out of the blue. Him and Joe Long and Paul Alderson, they run the UFC stuff, and Senai, good. I've known them years. And all of a sudden, this text come through, and I didn't know who it was. And it was Kevin. He goes, Dom, it's the Outlaw. He goes, I just want to see how you are. And I was so on the brink of doing something mad to myself. Just had a lot of stuff going on. I was on the edge. Things weren't going right. I was living on me. I've been living on my own for years. But all of a sudden this text come out, and he kind of, and I say to Kevin, I said, don't realise you kind of saved my life. And even Joe was the same, Joe Long. He said, Don, what's the matter? I go, I just text. I said, mate, I've just had enough. Nothing was going right. And it was just, and all of a sudden, like, again, Kevin, and I always say this, but he doesn't realise it, he saved my life, and I'm forever grateful to him. And he will send me texts now once a week or once a week, and he always send about the kids. Like, he's got a couple of beautiful daughters, they're amazing. I mean, considering, I get it. I've got the most beautiful daughter in the world, and I've got an head like Robert's dog. You know what I mean? So thank God she's got her mum's looks. And Kevin, I don't mean to be rude, mate. You ain't the best looking bloke. Anyway, so we're getting back to the I suppose the boxing side of things. Yeah, it's with Kevin. We had 3 fights in the end, me and him, but we don't really talk about the third one because I knocked him out and broke his leg. So,
knocked him out and broke his leg?
Yeah, ask him, but as he went over, and that was at my proper weight. I box at the circuit now, and that's another fight I trained so hard for because it brought all the demons back. Yeah. I can't lose him then. It'd be 1-8 wouldn't it? But I remember I boxed him at the tavern, that was in my proper, because I always struggled to make 14 or 13, I remember hitting with a left hook, I broke him in half, but knocked him right out, and as he went like that, his leg went. But again, he's just you can't meet a nicer fella, and it was again. I think it's just in the sport, ain't it? I mean, you know nice people in the game, don't you? It's like, I've just been really lucky with the people I know. But then it was like, then obviously the infamous Audley Harrison fight come along, and we're going to talk about that, I suppose, with the headbutt and whatever. But that's quite like old news now, ain't it? I mean, I don't know if you want to talk about that, but
I think we definitely want to talk about that.
100%. Dig it up. Let's dig it up. Get it up.
There's a shovel, Jim.
Get it up.
Yeah. There's a few things we go with a shovel. I mean, obviously we had the fight, and we got pulled in, obviously, because I was known for my durability, very durable. I remember supposed to fight months before, and I come down with food poisoning, really bad it was. I've never had that before like that, and I'd have all the paperwork, because all the fight was made, so they knew I wasn't trying to fanny it off. But then they give us a bit of note. I think we had about 6 weeks note or 5 weeks note. But I didn't care, mate. I'd fight people at 6 hours notice if the money's right. But listen, you can't take nothing away from that man. It was like limping heavyweight champion, super heavyweight champion. You don't get people go, shit, he ain't shit. He's like, bloody give the fella his dues. You don't get given gold medals for nothing.
You never saw the real him, did you? In the
not really. No.
I mean, sport in general, and this here top 3.
Yeah.
they're shit. You know, you see it with football, you see it with boxing.
Oh, yeah, he's shit. Yeah, he's
yeah,
shit.
he's shit. Yeah, you know.
Yeah, but let's say you trying to kick a football, punch,
Yeah.
whatever. I mean, I totally, I do get it, but it was like when we got the fight. I mean, he was like, I couldn't believe it. I could beat this geezer, and I was kind of bit distraught afterwards. I kind of I don't take a loss easy. You know what I mean? Because I know how good I am. I know how good I could be. I know how good perhaps I could have been.
You weren't there to lose, was you?
No. But you just didn't realise how big the fella was, and he's a world class fighter. I mean, he had. One thing what I always remember. Now I've got quick hands, very quick hands for a big guy, but he had quick hands and he had the best footwork. We worked on certain things as southpaw, straight right, left hook, rolling left hook, so we were going to go crack, slip round, big left hook. I remember in the first round, I did something, all of a sudden, never look at the floor, but kind of went, all of a sudden I see his feet, we went, God, that was good. Man, I still remember, I'm saying to myself, God, that was good. And I did, in the second round, he hit me with this big left hand, so this big knockout punch, I always remember mine just went, and I thought, looking up the ceiling, I thought, God, it's a bit dusty up there. and I'll be honest, it's only, I wouldn't say hurt me, but I did feel it. Right, yeah, it hurt me. We're talking about pride here. We've got to be trying. Listen, you get every fighter here. No one's ever hurt no one here because we're for. Yeah, I mean, it's like, yeah, it was very good. And it was not like, oh my God, we did not underestimate him at all because he was as good as I thought he was going to be. But I remember in the fourth round, he did. You watched the video playback. You see, he throws it a far right hand. He kind of parries it, and I was tired, and that's because of something else. I'll tell you that in the next thing. So he's parried me through, and I could do a 10-rounder on my head, but I'm like 17 stone there. Well, before I was 40, and he parried me through the ropes. I'm sitting there, and next minute it looked like I was on the floor, and he took a step back, and give him his dues. He wasn't wrong because I didn't touch down, and next he walked up and. That's what people say he can hit. Like, he hit as hard as he could. He went crack. Then I got the ump. The infamous Dom's got the ump.
Yeah.
And I jumped up and tried to headbutt. Well, I did headbutt him, actually. And if you know, I had a lump on my head the next day and I had a bruise on my nose from the straight right. And that's the only things I had from him. I mean, it was mad. So we went the next day. I mean, obviously the fight's over. He's won on points. Bit upset after the fight because I took my dad to see him after the fight, and Dad's gone now. But so we went in the old cronies like last of the summer wine from Claxon it was. So he's in his wheelchair. So we're finished. So we're going to go like you do. You're going to say goodbye to your opponent. So that's what normally happens. And I knocked in Phil Torrance, who was actually Montel Griffin's trainer. So he knew this. He always knew it was going to be a tough fight because I sparred with Montel. Anyway, so we knocked to the door. I said, look, I don't want to see you. And imagine what, I'm not a bit abusive, tell me to fuck off, blah, blah, blah. So I'm going, I said, sorry, Dad. It's a bit bad, really. My dad wanted to see the Olympic heavyweight champion. Yeah. That's all it was. Yeah. And I was just lasted 6 rounds. On paper, I was going to last 2 rounds. But anyway, so that was that. But I always remember the next day, I had this big smile. My nose was right swollen across there. So my friend's girl would give me a pair of sunglasses, you know what I mean, because it's a bit of a shine or whatever. Put this there, they go halfway down because my nose was so swollen. Sunglasses like that. But we're on the way to the pub. We used to go to this pub in Lounge. Great pub it was. Great memories. That pub. Stevie Andrews used to have it called the Royal Oak. Got a bit infamous. I think it was called the Royal Coke in there, but it wasn't. It was a great pub. Used to have Fat Leader DJ in there. It was brilliant. Just everyone there was everybody.
Characters.
Everybody used to go in there. But anyway, so we're on the way there. My mate's going, Dominic, you're listening to the radio. Chris Miles, he's saying he's going to do the Dominic Negus show. So what's that? He goes, how many times does Dominic say, you know what I mean, in 30 seconds? And he tells his story. He goes, I'm sitting there last night watching the telly, and this fella, like beast of man, what he says, he jumps at, goes with him, he jumps up, spits his gum shorty out, and he goes, and it's so funny, he goes, I nearly feed myself. And I was sitting on the sofa at home. He goes, I nearly shat myself, and when he jumped, he scared the life out of me. Yeah. So we phoned up the radio, he goes, oh my God, we've only got Dominic Negus on the show. I'm going, you all right, mate? I said, before we got, I said, you ain't taking the piss out of me, are you? He goes, no. He said, we wouldn't do that. But we had such a laugh. And I must have said, you know what I mean, about 35 times in about 30 seconds, you know what I mean? Because you're nervous, you're doing this post-fight interview. But you know, if I'm being honest with you, we'll talk about the fight. I mean, obviously I got banned after that with the headbutt, and I did test positive for steroids. Now, you know, they give us the fight. I truly believe, perhaps if I went in my natural 15 stone, he would have blown me out of the water. He was
too big, wasn't he?
You know, so, and I'll be honest with you, I'm not proud to say, and if you read the first book, Out of the Shadows, we actually called the chapter cheat. Because if I did win the fight, I wouldn't have never deserved to win it. And I probably wouldn't have been able to live myself anyway, because I'm quite a fair shooting kind of guy when it comes to fighting.
I think it's fair to say at the weigh-in, you looked a lot bigger than normal, yeah.
I mean, that's what give it away. My mate I was training, no one else's fault. Everyone's blaming him. No, listen, I'm over 21. I knew what I was doing. But no, my mate, we could have got away with it if I never took my top off. I took my top off, I've gone like that, and everyone went, fucking hell. Sorry, I'm not allowed to use that word.
No, you're allowed to use that, mate. You're fine.
Everyone just went,
crack on.
Oh my God. I bump on bump, and I was in such good nick. But realistically, where I was fighting at, say, 14 stone, I could do 10, 12 rounds on my head. But you're carrying that extra weight, your body's not used to it. You know, and that's what kind of slowed me down. Now I'm thinking, perhaps if I did go up 15 stone, but if I'd been, I would have just been too small. Yeah. And that would have been a great scalp for him to say, stop Negus, you know, because no one really stopped. So, yeah, so with the fight, if I was going to fight at 14 stone, or at 14, 15 stone, it would have been too light. Obviously, the one I got in the gear, you know, it zooped me up by about 2.5 stone straight away in the first couple of weeks. You didn't have to notice a difference. But yeah, that's what I was thinking. Perhaps you would have been better off not doing it and going in 15 stone. But, you know, best laid playing some mice and men there, ain't it? So, but, you know, I got my arse kicked for that. So obviously I got suspended, and I just kind of left it then. So I was a bit...
What happened with that? Was that from memory? It was Audley who actually called for a piss test, was it?
Yeah. It's funny because I took my top off at the way and my mate's going, if I hadn't taken my top off, no one would have noticed. No one's just probably got things got in my pockets or whatever. My mate was going, take your top off. I went like that. And it was like, everyone's going, Jesus. They just like
can of spinach.
You've got him.
Yeah. And I could hear him, as we were on the way outside, he's around me, colleague, and going, you said he was only going to come in at 15 stone. I want a piss test. And we get a call, the border control phone up, I'm trying to go, look, he's actually paying for it himself. And that ain't cheap to have a piss test, a few grand that is. So, listen, I knew my days were numbered then, to be honest with you. But
that was the night before, was it?
Yeah. So it kind of threw my game plan out the window, you know. But as I said, I'm the first person to admit this, and even though I did win that fight, we would never have deserved to win it. Not as if I was going to be going up and like telling everybody, but you probably left a kind of bitter taste in mine there. And so the better man won on the day, and he was better. He was a good fighter, you know. And I remember going on. I won't say it was so funny. We were doing some security work one time at a concert, and there was really famous people. And he come down, and my mate said, this is so-and-so. And he goes, he's the one that boxed Audley Harrison. He's shit. I could knock him out. I went, you fucking idiot. I said, you think you could knock me out then? He went, I said, you idiot, go away. He goes, you can't say it. No, but you can't say this geek. I'm not going to say it is. I'll tell you who it was afterwards. He goes, you can't say that. I said, I just didn't I? Idiot, you know what I mean? Yeah. So, you know, listen, you don't get gold medals for nothing. You know, he was, you know, I know he kind of lost the plot a little bit in the end. I mean, whatever way, but I mean, he won the prize fighter a couple of times, didn't he? I think he's won it twice, didn't he?
Yeah.
So, I mean, that was.
Guess he fought for a world heavyweight title. Do you know what I mean?
Like we're saying, like unless you're top 5, you know, top 3, everyone's shit. You know, you see it with football. Yeah. You know, you see it in every sport, don't you? You know, it's like
it's easy from your armchair, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly that. You know, these are elite fighters.
One of the things I want to touch on is
You can't touch.
I'm going to touch, mate. I'm going to touch. I'm going to touch, and we're going to enjoy it.
That's what you say.
Is I want to get the real Dominic Negus, because listen, people that will be watching this, they'll jump online, they'll look at bits and pieces, they'll see the Audley Harrison headbutt, they'll read, you know, if you want to say that sort of stuff. Now, what I want to say is, like, you got the Danny Dyer program and this and that, but I want the real Dominic Negus to talk to us, the person you are, and I don't think that show. How can I say? We'll talk about that show because I don't think it does you favourable for who you are.
It didn't do me any favours. Listen, it was they come to us about. Obviously, there was a couple of other people on the show that were close friends, and they said, like, obviously, like we do. Who else you got in mind? You know, you could be every Tom, Dick, and Harry getting on there. But anyway, so they come to me and I said, listen, I don't mind doing it. Obviously, I'd got myself in a bit of trouble a couple of years previous where, you know, whatever happened, you know, got a fractured skull and 70 or 60 odd stitches. You know what I mean? That was just upset the wrong people. So I was a bit dubious about going on stuff like that. But they said, look, you can basically get your point across. So I said, okay. So what happens is he's not like, Danny ain't with you all week. He'd turn up, they do the filming first, and then he'd come in for like a day or so. So basically they're filming the stuff, and he comes in right at the end, and they just kind of put him in and put it out. Good. I mean, listen, Danny's a great guy. Man, the people going, Danny Dyer, excuse me, and I say, have you met him? No, I said, well, you don't know. Again, you don't know what people are like to actually meet. He's a great fella. Good luck to him. Whatever he does in his life, good luck to him. But anyway, it was just kind of weird. So we were sitting at the old gym on the 406, and this fella started asking us questions. He says, there was no one there. He said, we're just going to talk to you first. So we had this conversation. We went on for about an hour. And this interview, I can't remember his name, but he just went, he goes, do you know what? That's the deepest conversation I've ever had with anybody. It got proper deep. It's quite, if you get to know me, I'm not very, there's a lot more to me. There's a bit of depth to me. I'm a very sensitive kind of guy, you know what I mean? But, I do, I'll take everything to heart. See, I'm a brooder. You'll say something, you don't realise. 2 days later, I'll come back and pull you on it, because it'll fester. But anyway, we've done this conversation. He goes, Dom, that was amazing. That's the best, it's okay. So then when Danny jumps in, he goes, we looked at your stuff. It's great. We're going to do this. It's going to be a great show. And I'm not just saying it. We probably got the best hits. Most of the things I've ever done, I'm not just saying it. We did a program called Underground Britain. That was naughty. That was bad. You got me. I lose my fight. You got me coming out of the hospital after getting chopped up. I got my dad burying my dad. If anything could go wrong, but this is real life. This isn't a film. This isn't this isn't make believe. This is what happens in people's lives. Not even goes right. Not So I mean, the Danny Dyer thing kind of. I was up in Scotland when it first came out. And what the good thing was, I mean, this Underground Britain thing, they come and actually spoke to me, because they said obviously we got through halfway through or 3/4 of the way through filming it, and then I disappeared. I got myself in trouble, or whatever. I went away for a few weeks. I was on holiday, like trying to, I looked like a bit like a pincushion. So then I come back, and then they actually caught up with me up at. My friend gave me some work, because no one would touch me with a bars pole. You're too hot at the moment, you've upset the wrong people, blah, blah, blah. No one knew all this shit. Anyway, so I'm working up in London night with my mate Big John. Everyone knows Johnny Gardner. Good man he is. Disco John, in fact they called him Hooper. But the man they couldn't kill. So, but he had his own problems. But no, so we're working up at London night, they come and see us. And it was great, because I could put everything right. I'm the first person to say whatever happened that night in the gym, I deserved it. And I'm not going to go too much because that's old news. Yeah. But with the Danny Dyer thing, it kind of made me looked a bit stupid, you know what I'm saying? And when I spoke to Danny, I said, he said, Dom, nothing to do with me. I don't have the final say. They chop and change it as they want. And if you're being honest with them programs, they kind of sell, they're going to sell to people that like all that, if you want bullshit. But I mean, it was very eye-opening. Very, a few kind of couple of years, when obviously when Bella was born, everything kind of changed. It was like I was in the middle of everything, and then obviously, I can tell you one story where I remember sitting there. I was in trouble for something, and it was very heavy, and that's why I don't talk about it. They let sleeping dogs lie. But I was in, I was basically on remand, not on remand, but they were on bail. And then I'll get a phone call, and I'm at home anyway. So Bella's mum's there, and I said, look, I've got to tell you something. She goes, well, I've got to tell you something. I said, you go first. I said, you go first. She goes, yeah, I'm pregnant. I said, really? I've got the ID parade tomorrow. And her face, and I thought, they said, if you're pulled, you're gone. They're going to take you straight away. And by the grace of God, even though whatever it was about, it was nothing to do with me. It got dropped. Everything got dropped. I don't consider myself a lucky person, but all that kind of come into one. It was like, everything was going. Everything could have gone wrong, went wrong, lost everything. It was just mad. That's why I sometimes wonder, when's it going to be my turn to shine? People always see me like, that's on the new book's called What About Me? Yeah. Now it's What About Me? I'm not worried about you. So I've got to sort myself out now.
Trying to be a bit selfish.
Yeah, no, but you get it. See, I've never been... My phone is always on silent. Most people go, on silent because you've got birds on the go. No, my phone's always on silent because it's never, ever caused me anything but trouble. After 6 o'clock of a night time, I very rarely answer the phone because it'd be, I'm down the pub, so-and-so said this, he said this about you, or this bloke said this, or someone will phone you up talking utter crap. And I'm paranoid about phones, always have been.
Yeah.
Because all they do is get you in trouble. You know, it's like you could be talking to someone else and all of a sudden you get pulled into nothing to do with me. And that's one thing I've learned, just need to stay out. I was working at this hostel up to about a few months ago up in Ridley Road. My mate got me it's my mate's hostel, and I suppose they had a bit of trouble there. They should go down there and have a look, see what's going on. I ended up being there 4.5 years, become the assistant manager. But it got too much for me in the end, the fact that I was coming home very disillusioned, very moody, and what's the thing, hang back with dogs, you get fleas. And that's what it was with me. I'm trying to help these people that won't even help themselves. But then I think this could be my kind of avenue now where I can sit and actually talk to people. And one of my favourite sayings I've got now is that I haven't got the answers, but between all of us, we must be able to come up with some solutions. Because that's all we're looking for, ain't we? You know, and the bottom line is I sound so corny, that we all just want to be loved, don't we? You know,
it's true.
Loved,
yeah.
and you want to, my biggest thing, you want to be happy. I mean, I couldn't tell you the last time I was truly happy. You know, things have changed immensely for me, you know, since I split up with Bella's mum. I'm with a great girl called Jo now. You know, I mean, and I'm happy, but it's nothing to, what I'm saying is poor Joanna can never fix me because it's not her, is it? If I can't love myself, don't you think? You know, of course I love her, but I mean, you know what I'm saying? Though?
Yeah, I know what you mean, yeah.
I've just got this hole, there's a hole there, and people do get mad, people go, oh, I really understand you. You know, it's just like, and so load of people, I said before, I did the podcast with Liam Tufts, Dodds Woodall, and the amount of feedback I've had from people going, you know, the Liam Tufts was quite emotional. They got me in a bad week. The fight got cancelled, the bare knuckle fight got cancelled. I was on such a downer, it was unbelievable. You know, I thought I've gone back in this dark hole again. Lost all my Christmas money, and I've got work basically got cut off. And now I'm putting it back now, but I was in a really bad place. So I said, Liam, so come do this podcast. And they got me kind of at the right time in a way, but they could see the real, you know, I was in a bad way. And they're just saying, it's like I say to people now, when they go, what do you want to do now? So I need help me. And help me now again. You help me, can't you help me? Can't you guys help me? I'm on this program. People who watch this, help me. You know, I'm like the next person. I'm no different. You know, I'm 53. I'm still fighting at 53. I didn't think I'd be fighting anymore. But sometimes you must. You know, I've got bills to pay like the next person. You know, but I mean, it's like with everything. Everything's hard at the moment. I'm not the only one that's suffering. I'm not. You know, the amount of people that hopefully will watch this and go, well, you know, we get where he's coming from. And it's just like, you know, with the bare knuckle fight, everyone's going, why are you doing it? Why are you doing this bare knuckle fight? I said, because I've got to do it. I mean, we had this conversation. I'm not going to go into it, but it's something I need to prove to myself. There's no one else. I need to prove to myself. You know, we go through this life, you know, you get this reputation or whatever. So in some ways it's quite a false reputation because I was just very lost. I was like in no man's land. So I was quick to... My biggest weakness, in fact, was my strength. My strength was my weakness. My weakness was my strength. Because I was so quick to kind of play out, to show people that I was your mate. I'm your mate. You know what I mean? I'm loyal like a dog.
Can be counted on.
Yeah. But that's good. Again, that's you wanting to crave the love, like.
Yes, they are. And then all of a sudden and then when you, I was till now, recently, I'm a massive people pleaser. Because then what you'll go and do, I'll go and sort your problems out. You've got a problem, I'll sort that for you, mate. I've got no problems. But then 2-3 days later, you're thinking, yeah, okay, I've sorted it. What about me again?
Yeah, but don't you think you sort, like, you know, like you're there for other people because you kind of, it's a reflection on what you want, you know?
Yeah. I mean, it's like...
I find helping, if I can help someone out, it helps me.
Yeah, no, I totally get that, but that's why we become big people pleasers, and then instead we need to please ourselves before we can please anybody else. And I've just started to understand that. It's a man. And then what happened is that you go and what? Jim's phoned me up, got a problem down the pub, I'm on my way. Crash bang, sort it out. 2 days later, oh, Jim, I'm a bit busy. Put the phone down and goes, I've helped that geezer. He don't help me. Well, we can go jog on next time. And you get that resentment. And that's why you've got to be careful not to be a people pleaser. If you're going to help someone, you help someone because you want to help someone, not because you think he's going to come back.
Yeah.
But it's always nice to be nice, isn't it? I mean, it's like when you get all these people, when they're on, the homeless people, and you'll see him, people think, I'm going to take him a sandwich today, and I've got my, look at me, look what I'm doing. What's all that about? That's not for that's for their ego. The amount of people must have. I'm not just saying. I'll go to Sainsbury's in Brentwood as a young lad there. I felt really bad for him, and I only had a £20 note on me, but he needed it more than I did. I ain't gonna, what's going to happen to me if I miss a couple of meals? Ain't going to kill me, is it? But he was in trouble, and I said to him, I give him this £20 note. His little face was like, oh my God. He goes, thank you so much. I said, listen, I've been where you've been. I've slept on the gym floor for 18 months, so I know what it's like. I've slept with the rats. And she's running past me, and the tip was so mad. When the running machine used to go on, Tim, that was went past her and I go, but it was like, so it's nice to be nice, just for the sake of being nice. Not for what you can do for others, but what you can do for yourself. I'm a big, even though I don't go to church, so I'm a big believer. And it's like,
a believer in God or a believer in
a higher power as such. I believe in everybody. Everyone's got, you could go down everybody's faith. There's all different kind of whatever. In case I miss something out, but I always believe that we all believe in one God. There is one God. Might be their God, your God, his God, blah blah blah, and it just like the different colours of the rainbow. Ain't it? It's everyone. There's just one God. Well, perhaps that's what I'm hoping, and it's like, I'll give it, let's say you go to a meeting, someone say, hand it over, and that's hard. Well, the other one, the one I'm still trying to get my head around is called the power of forgiveness. I can't get my head around that one yet. I'm getting it, don't get me wrong, I've said sorry to people before, and I truly meant it. It's like I can actually turn up to a pub now where people are in, and actually they're quite pleased to see me because I don't drink no more. Nearly 5 years clean, and it's like it's the best thing I've ever done.
Which is fantastic.
Yeah, well, yeah. I'm not trying. You go to meetings, it'd be like your old hands up. He goes, 6 months clean. You get your little badge thing. A year clean. Blah, blah, blah. And they go, well, I said, well, I'm not here to get a badge. I'm not here to get recognition. I'm here because I need to share. I need to get stuff off my chest, and. No amount of people, it's such a shame that you said earlier about the phone call to your friends is what we need. As we had a friend of mine, I met a cool guy, I'm not going to say which name, his name's Danny. I met him at a meeting, and there was another pal turned up. I've not seen him in ages. I went, bloody hell, where are you, mate? We used to hang about, me and my pals used to go, a bit younger than me. Oh, it's good to see you. He goes, Dom, nice to see you got your life, what a different character you are now. You go down the pub, we see you, think, oh, hold on, Dom's there. If he has a drink, he gets a bit shifty, and I understand it now. I used to be a proper moody so-and-so, and I'll be a proper growler. And I wasn't a growler, I was a growler with a bite, I just wanted, But anyway, so we see this friend, it was great to see him, and then, anyway, so a few months ago, actually, quite well. And my mate Danny rang me, well, in fact, he put a picture of him in this fellow on Facebook. And I went, bloody hell, mate. I said, I was like, oh, look at you, look like Perry. He goes, do you know what's happened to so-and-so? I went, what are you on about? He goes, he topped himself yesterday. So I went, topped himself. I went, what do you mean? I said, we only see him the other week. He goes, well, apparently this, you don't realise what's going on in people's lives, and it's scary. It's like, we lost a few people lately. We're not being real. I'm supposed to be going to a funeral today. I'm hoping this is going to benefit people more than me. Being at a funeral, if I can help, the funerals ain't the best place to go anyway, is it? You know what I mean? Mm. And so I'm hoping my friend, I'm really close to them, they'll understand me not being there. But, then we lost, obviously, I'm not going to say his name, but obviously then we lost Stuart Livermore. Yeah. And that was quite an hard one. It's a very hard one, because 1 minute he was here and next minute he's gone. And obviously then we lost our big man, Mark Parr. And it's kind of, you sit there and that's what we say. When you sit there and you go about, let's be thankful for today because tomorrow's never promised. And I'm totally getting that now. I'm 53. Who knows where I'm going to be next year, next week, tomorrow? We don't know, do we? And it's like, so I'm thinking, doing this conversation, we can talk and get stuff off our chests. I mean, that's one of the things I was going to try and do at the gym where we got a spa at Chingford. One day a week, I'm going to try and do just a bit like a coffee morning.
A little walking, yeah,
a
listen.
Little tea and biscuits. You have to bring your own biscuits.
I could hear Ian serving the coffee.
Ian will be on that bloody running machine, or Ian will be on... Was that Manly System machine? He's my partner, Ian Wilson.
Non-stop, mate.
He's one of the most generous guys you could ever meet.
Yeah.
So we could do it in the gym. We would just come in the gym, well, proper people, and just vent. And it ain't about, you go to something, it's all about, sort of handing over, going to meetings, getting a thing going, what they call it, a plan. Some people haven't got a plan because they don't know what they're doing next week. It was like, these podcasts, I love these podcasts like these, because you're dealing with proper people. We're not dealing with people of like, I don't know, from La La Land. They've got millions of pounds and things like that. We need to deal with people that haven't got a dinar. I'll tell you, and this is how bad it can be. A friend of mine, like the other year, he had to go into Morrison's and come out with his trolley full of trolley full of shopping without paying for it because he couldn't afford it. What the hell's going on? We're living in a world of madness. It's like people kind of, all right, you ain't got to go and spoil your kids with mad Christmas presents, but at least have some dinner on the table.
I think that this year's been, I think with the cost of living.
It's been terrible. It's really. Yeah, don't get me wrong. We had a great Christmas. Everyone, all my family, everyone's happy. That's all that. I'm not worried about me. Like my daughter would go to me, "What do you want for your birthday? What do you want for Christmas?" I don't need nothing. I've got what I want. I've got you. I don't need. As long as there's food on the table, shoes on our feet, clothes on our back, we're all right. We don't need nothing. We're a different generation. Nowadays, but I think people think it's their God-given right. They're owed this. The younger generation.
Entitled.
Get off your arse and earn it the right way. Go to work. See what it's like to earn money. Then you'll start realising how not to spunk your money. Everything's going up. It's like you said, the cost of living's going up. But the wages going up. And you said, we're saying like politics. Well, I say on this, I ain't no politician, but it's like the other stuff you have at the moment. Is it like we're getting all these people coming into the country? I'm not going too much into that because I don't really understand the ins and outs. But all I do see lately is we've got all our homeless soldiers that have fought for our country, and then we're rather putting other people up in hotels, and these people are living under bridges. And I'm no expert. I haven't got the answers, and I sound very ignorant to this. Then perhaps I need to find out.
No, I don't think you do sound ignorant. I think it's real basic that, like what you said earlier about looking after yourself. The country needs to do that. We should be looking after the people who served for this country before, a load of illegal immigrants turn up on a boat.
I'm trying not to get too involved with the politics of the world. But it's like when you go to Australia, you can't just flop on that country. You've got to have a sponsor, you've got to have money in the bank, you've got to have this, you've got to have that. I totally agree with it. No, England just come along, we'll have this, come and stay in this nice hotel, and then they just ruin it anyway. And then they're not happy because they haven't got like a la carte food for dinner, or they haven't got this going on. And then we've got our poor ex-soldiers sitting like pissing down with rain in a bloody, I don't know, in a sleeping bag. And I don't think it's right.
Yeah.
But who am I to judge? As you said at the moment, I'm just trying to get myself sorted out. And then, like I said, I'm 53, and I still know what I'm going to do next week. And now, I think somewhere along the line we all need a master plan, don't we? Unless I'm thinking, like, what are you going to do when you're 70? I can't fight when I'm 70, can I? Be fighting in a dole queue, probably. Or like the old age pension, like, I'll have him. But it's, my time's running out now. And I said before, I said, if you went to me, do you know what, Dom? Your daughter's going to be A-OK, but you've got to go tomorrow. My bag's already packed. I've led 10 men's lives, and I know you don't know me that way, but you know me a long time. Listen, I was very reckless in my life, not proud of certain things. People say, would you change things? No, I wouldn't change things because it's got me to where I am today. Perhaps I'd understand a bit better about certain things. But it's just like, if I can help people, and we were saying earlier, and I've had different people contact me, great, and some really, really nice people. And I just say to them, I haven't got the answers, but talk to me to see what we can do. There must be something we can do, you know. And it's like, you know, I think a lot of people need to talk, and that's the bit about finding that it's okay to talk to people, to let your guard down a little bit. But then going also, it's like when you go into another saying I do, if you like this podcast, you would have heard it. So when you go into battle, you have to choose the right soldiers. Because if you talk to the wrong people, they only throw it back at you down the road, or they use it against you. Or they go, yeah, man, I'm the best one. When I went through my bit of a wonky stage years ago, Dom's lost it. I remember, and this was purely as a joke, I went into a second-hand clothes shop, bought some mad clothes, little tight jacket, like tweed jacket, looked too small, pair of glasses, had a wig on. And I walked down Queen's Road in Buckersteel. People didn't even recognise me. I walked into the shop where Bella's mum worked. She didn't even know it was me. Honestly, it was mad. And I went, she was laughing so much. But then I walked up the road, and I was in where it was the bar, everyone was hanging about, and they go, it's me. I bumped into people, what about I said it's me? They didn't know, and I was going, and they thought I'd actually lost it.
Yeah.
And the people that upset me more, the people that were supposed to be close to me, were going, Dom's lost it. Dom's like, nah. I said, I was just trying to have a joke. And it's so, that's what I'm saying, that's why you realise the people that you think are that close to you, you can't tell them everything, because when the game gets tough, they throw you overboard. You know, and I've been thrown overboard, and I'm lucky I've got my own life vest, you know what I'm saying? Because and like we said this other day, I can swim, but I can only swim one arm, you know, I go around in circles. But it's mad, they're the people you think. I'm ready to go, I've got two pals of mine, I always mean, one's B and one's H, B and H and B. But they're my closest friends, you know what I mean? You know, and they're the ones that if there's anything with Bella, you know, Bella knows to go. Yeah. I've got other people, but then it's like, them two people will always tell me the truth, even though it's wrong. You know, not wrong, but it hurts. That's the one, it hurts.
But that's a true friend. That's a proper friend.
Of course it is. And sometimes you do need to look at yourself. I mean, I went for a mad stage years ago. My mate said, you know, the first time ever, I thought I'd upset my pal. And believe it, I don't want to upset my two friends. You know, I've upset everything in my life, but these are the two people I wouldn't want to. And I sat there first, and I looked at myself in the mirror, going, I was so lost. So lost for who I really was, because I was acting out, doing this, doing that, turning up there, being this hard man character. Don't get me wrong, yeah, okay, it can be hard, it doesn't really matter in certain situations, but that's what I realise now. It's like, that's why, you know, I realised that if I was going to get in trouble, I'm going to go away, because they would love to pinch me, even though I've been so good for years, you know. And that's why I just want a quiet life now. So it's just hard though, and it's just trying to get. I mean, working at the hostel was the first kind of proper job I've had for years, donkey's years, for about 4 months. But it just got too much. Now I'm back to earning nothing a week, just trying to get by, you know. But it'd be alright. I mean, we've got a big, if I'm allowed, so we've got a big thing going. I mean, my friend Kevin Greenwood, looking to open a gym in Essex down in Rayleigh. It's not going to interfere with our. We're looking more to deal with. Troubled kids. And obviously, it's going to be a pro gym. Obviously, we bring our own fighters down there. And that's a big thing. We've got a lot of people interested. We've got some good people wanting to help us with it. And that's perhaps that's what I need. My mate Kevin's saying, this
something to channel you into. Like.
This is what you need, you know, because I'm so lost now. It's like I don't know what I'm doing from one day to the next. I'm the bloke that's busy doing nothing. I'm into this, into that. I'm hustling every day. I'm trying to put this together, that together. Obviously, I'm training every day. I've got my fight in February, then I've got a fight in March, and I've got the bare knuckle in May. I can't do this for much more longer. You know, I mean, I've got enough battle scars, you know. So, but it is what it is, isn't it?
See, it's interesting. You said about like 5-10 minutes ago. You said about people needing plans. Yeah, you just said there you ain't actually got your own plan.
But again, it's so easy to help everybody else out. And I'm the one, again, another one I always say, I'm like that duck, the swan or something, like the swan.
Oh, sexy.
You know, yeah,
very
swan,
sexy.
The swan. You know, you see me, he's all gracious, but underneath, his little legs are going like, that's me every day. Yeah. I wake up 2 o'clock, and I'm not the best, I've got this sleep apnea. I can go to sleep at 8 o'clock, wake up at 10 o'clock, won't sleep now until 4 o'clock, I've got to be up at 5, so it's ruined. But you get that speed thinking, past 2 in the morning. Where am I going to get the money from? I can't pay the bill. I've got this bill coming up. What about it? And in the end, sometimes, you know what I say? Bollocks. Stop it. Relax. stop thinking. Let's try and get some sleep, because you can't do nothing about it at 2 o'clock in the morning. But the amount of time, then you can go on Messenger. I mean, you know, I'm murder, like everyone's on their phones, and also you'll see green lights on, and you'll go, right, mate, what are you doing up? I can't sleep, or this or that, or anything. You know, and it's mad to think the amount of people that you know. And I speak to, I've got some, again, I'm lucky with my friends. I'll speak to them, I go, can I ask something? How are you doing for money? He goes, a pal of mine showed me his overdraft the other day. And he's 40-something grand into his overdraft. He's got busy, don't you? He's a good grafter, but he said, Dom, all it do, the money come in, cancel it, I've got to use it next week. There's me worrying, because I'm about 700 quid in my overdraft. I've got some money coming, you know, from whatever, the fight tickets or whatever. And I think, there's me worrying about that. And I said, okay, but how do you sleep at night? So he goes, I don't. You know what I mean? And so, but at least it just don't mean the amount of people that are in the same boat.
Yeah.
People don't talk about it. I think this is the biggest thing. That's why it's refreshing you coming on and actually bearing your soul a little bit, because I think so many people in that same, especially men, don't want to talk about it. They're too proud.
You know, I mean, listen, I said before, it's like, now in the book, it's like, what about me? And I said to the thing the other week, I'm like, help me. And I'm saying, I need your help. And the amount of people you think could really, and they could help you, and they don't help you. They're too busy helping themselves. Yeah. You know, and I get back, and I do, you feel a little bit kind of, you know, deflated sometimes. You think, bloody hell, you know, my mates didn't even help me there, we could have helped me. You know, we're not going to, again, we struggle, you open the fridge, you've got no food in the fridge. Just because I look all right doesn't mean, it's not as though I live an extravagant life, you know. I mean, but I think, bloody hell, I'm going to struggle this week. All I can say is thank God for credit cards. You know what I mean? Because sometimes you get through this week, then something happens next week, and you go, I've got some work next week. And, you know, one thing about me, Jim, you know, I'm a grafter. I don't care what I have to do to work, but I will work. But it's like sometimes, you know, once the new gym opens, you know, we get back into the personal training, we'll try and get back into the pro thing a little bit more. But it is hard. It's just, everything's hard out there at the moment. And you know, I think the poor are getting poorer, the rich are getting richer.
But I think, but the crazy thing for me is this, what is so refreshing, just to touch back again, you know, as men sometimes, or as people, full stop, not just men, we walk around and we put a smile on and we laugh and we're like, yeah, everything's great, you know, everything's fantastic. But in actual fact, strip it bare, things are not great, you know. People haven't got money for bills, people are up all night. So when people are sitting there, you know, people like yourself and saying, well, actually, do you know what, I go through this, I go through that. You know, I think it's very refreshing. But not only that, it gives you that kind of like, actually, I'm in that boat. That's me. It normalises it, you know?
Yeah, but this amount of times, I mean, I wake up thinking, where am I going to be? Like, people, I love, was it, home away? Was it when they buy the houses?
Brits abroad or something?
Oh, yeah, but they go to buy it, we're going to Spain, we're going to Mercia. How much you got? 80 grand. I ain't got 80 quid, I ain't got 80p. But you think, I'd love to do that. I'd love to do, you know, I always said, if someone give me, anybody wants to give me a couple of $100 you'd never see me again. Mind you, I think the price of mine a few years ago was a lot less than that. It was about 20 grand, I reckon. But, yeah, when they say, mate, this is my dream. I'll get a little place in Tuscany. You go buy a flat in Tuscany for 30 grand. Lovely, old-fashioned flat. Like, see, my mum's Italian. All my family they've got nothing flash, but they live a lovely life. They've got gas bottles and the cookers. They live like 6 to a 1-bedroom flat. You got like a double bed. You get 4 in a bed. It's great, and that'd be a bit of me. The rest of the money goes in the bank. You'll be walking past a village in Tuscany one day with your wife and your kids or your grandkids or whatever. And go, Dom's in there working. I'll be sweeping up. Hello, mate. I'll work for Mario. I'm just filling the shelves. That's all I want to be. You know. But I mean, I love my songs. I was listening to Travis Turn. I want to live where I belong, and I want to live where I be strong. You know, I just feel like I'm never going to be able to stop. I haven't got the backup plan. So I'm hoping somewhere along the line the opening this new gym could be the way forward. You know, we always look at going, talking about, we're looking for sponsors. It's going to be a big thing. Anybody wants to jump on board, get in contact with us here. But I mean, it's, I don't know, it's just
quality of life, I think.
That's what I'm after.
Peace. Yeah. I think peace.
Oh, thank you. And happiness.
Yeah.
And I said the peace, I'll sleep, I don't sleep a lot anyway, so that doesn't help. But it's the happiness. I couldn't tell I was truly happy. You know, like you guys say, going to go on holiday. You'll be well excited when I'm going on holiday next moment. I'll go, come, mate. I'm going to wait until... Well, we're going away in a few weeks. I'm going, yeah, but now I've got to come back. Why about paying for that? I want to go away, you know. So we're going to future insure for 10 days. It's Joe's birthday, so that'd be great. Then I'm going to take Bella away to Whitney, you know, because I don't spend a lot of time with her now. Only for a few days, long weekend.
How old's Bella now?
She's nearly 20. She's the best thing.
I've got a 19-year-old as well. Yeah.
His face will always, he'll always light up. No matter what you talk about, he'll always light up when he talks about Bella.
She's dummy now.
Yeah, no.
But,
we're all dads, we all get it.
She phoned me today and it was so nice. It was just like, Dad, you're all right. I said, you know, can we go for dinner Friday? She said, yeah, we go get cheeky Nando's. Because I'm on this fight diet thing, so I can have chicken. Let's book the flights up for it, then I know we're going. You know, we get my credit card. It's not her problem. My financial thing's not her problem. Because we'll always get by. One thing I was always told was, and I stop banging on the table, sorry, was the champ always comes through in the end. We might not be able to give it to today. Give me a week or so, I'll get it for you. But just, you know, I have to pull back on the favours sometimes, you see. So, but I'm very lucky with certain things. But she just makes everything all right. She gives me that determination. You know, she makes me want to do the right thing. Where before, I'm sure she'd come along, I was so, you know, so reckless about everything. Didn't care. I wasn't supposed to be here this long. Before I was big dead by now, I was going to be in prison. And that was the synopsis of the whole thing. The
nothing to lose attitude.
It was. Now, if you knew me back then, I was so reckless. People go, I don't know how you got away with that. Yeah. I don't know how you got out of that situation away unscathed. Don't get me wrong, I've got my own, you know, I've got my own battle scars. Don't worry about it. I wouldn't say I've got to be careful of going back fighting and losing battles and stuff. I didn't lose many battles. But it was, you know, some of the fight I did win still didn't come out of it unscathed. I've got enough holes in me to, like, you know, do a dot to dot. You know what I mean? But
you know, the crazy thing is for me though, Dom, like I said, I have known you a long time, right? And I've heard you mention before, I've heard you say on your videos or your podcast or what, I've heard you saying about leaving a legacy for Bella, okay? Yeah. I've always heard you say leaving a legacy for Bella. Now, my personal opinion, the Dom that's here now, I think he's already leaving a legacy. Reason being, it's not about the fighting. It's the fact that you are finding your way in life. Secondly, you seem a lot more peaceful. You know, you do seem a lot more peaceful. And I know you've got things going on, but you do seem peaceful. And I think, do you know what? That's the Dom that I know Bella would love. I love. Everyone else loves. The fact that you are, how can I say, we're all slotting into places in life. You know, in the little place in Tuscany and you just sweeping up for Mario. That I can see that. Do you know what I mean? I can see that, and I can see that kind of evolution from, you know, the boxer to the guy that, how can I say, was
the Neanderthal.
The Neanderthal. But then the same person, very briefly, I will say the same person. And when my dad died, I was on Prozac. I was all over the shop. I was everywhere. Walked into a boxing gym, Chinkford, Spa. I was having an exhibition. You was the first person I met. And single-handedly kind of picked me up with his terrible fucking jokes. They were terrible jokes, but
they ain't got much better.
They were terrible, mate. But gave me a reason.
I've still got them ones. I still use them ones.
But gave me a reason in the morning to kind of get up and have a bit of a laugh. When I felt shit, I came into the gym. I'd done a bit of training, had a laugh, and you pick people up, mate, when they're at their lowest.
Yeah, well, I don't know. It's nice that you say that. I mean, it's like you come into the gym in Sparta. As soon as you walk in, you know, you're getting it. Don't care, you know, who you are, you know, red being rude, black, yellow, white, whatever, you're getting it. There ain't no boundaries in our gym, but we're all the same. And we all end up laughing, and it was like the other week, I was on the bike, I had my headphones on, and everyone was like, there was I don't know, Ian was there, my mate Dave, I think there was Andre, he killed Andre, Lance, Josh, I don't know, and I just sat with his headphones like listening on the bike, and everyone was laughing, and I was thinking, how good is this place?
Yeah.
How good, I mean, it's like everyone calls it their church. Everyone's got stuff going on, everybody. I'm no different to you. You know, no one lives a perfect life. You know, people have got big money, they have big problems. I've got no money, and I can't say I've got no problem, I've got more, and I've got lots of problems, but everyone's got their own problems. So it doesn't matter where you come. I mean, anyway, I wouldn't have a problem if I won the lottery. I suppose I better buy a ticket first. You know what I mean? And I don't want to spend I don't want to waste my money. But it's like, I'll never win nothing. But I mean, it's like, you never know. Perhaps that's the thing. Perhaps I'll do one this week and I'll win.
You'll win it, mate.
14 quid or something. So, you know, buy myself one trainer. But no, but then again, I'll still mess it up. And I'll win 14 quid, I go and give 13 quid away. So, because if my life, or if my goal was money, I'd be a millionaire. I'm very driven with certain things. I'm an addict. It was like, again, I'm very addictive. If I'm onto something, I'm onto something. I said before, it could be drink, could be drugs, could be this, could be that, could be boxing or whatever. I'm very all or nothing.
It's on or off, yeah.
And it's funny, I ain't got to say, but I was with one of my good friends, and we were talking. We were just talking about an addict. Go, you're an addict? Yeah, I am an addict. Oh, no. I'm not heroin, I'm not cocaine, but I'm an addict in life. I've got a very addictive personality. And the amount of people that have, and they just don't realise it. And I said, but you're an addict. He went, no, I'm not. I said, you're an addict to the moolah. And he sat there about 10 minutes, he goes, yeah, you're right. I never looked at it like that. I said, but he's always chasing, but I wouldn't say the money, but the opportunity, the money. He's very clever. He's a very, 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 very clever man. And he's like, he's into everything. You know, most people are quite happy. Like, I don't know, you get a car, no, he's into his art, he's into buildings, he's into this. And I just sit there. We went away last year, and I was very fortunate to be in this man's company. I was training for a week. And I actually, you know, whatever he was doing, but we were over in Mykonos. And he never stopped networking. But he was doing about this, talking about artwork. And he was talking about, but that property's got to be, what about this? And don't forget that. And he had his, I ain't going to say it because he's banks two-person where he had like, he's like the set PA there. And she didn't stop working either.
Yeah.
And I was just so flabbergasted, but I was so interested to see how these people do things. And I was just shocked. He's like, because you think, he's got a big building. No, he's got a million other things going. I suppose that makes you an entrepreneur. Me, I'm just, or something, I don't know what. I've got a P in it somewhere, I reckon.
Panini.
Yeah. I could do with a panini now. How about monster and a tomato?
Oh, mate, I'm all over that. Bit of pesto, I'm on it. I'm on it, mate.
Oh, I don't know. I could break this diet. I can't. But
you could start again tomorrow.
No, I can't do it, mate. No.
Don't you find when I know you've sort of been to a few of the meetings and that, sort of CAA, whichever, but don't you find a lot of them just basically change they're addicted to that, and then they become addicted to the gym or business, or like you say that, like.
But in real though, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, we push it around. Yeah.
Me, I mean, that's when you go to meetings, it is good. Don't get me wrong, it is good. I haven't done it, but the 12 steps gives you a plan. You know what I mean? I said one of the plans was, one of them is the power of forgiveness. I'll drop that one out just for, don't get
11 steps.
Yeah, I'll just Can I make one a shorter version? Let's cut over. But the power of forgiveness I'll get, if I've been to some people, and I'll get it now. For me to so upset you to walk up, and I do mean it, so I'm really sorry about that. It throws people off. People ain't used to being spoken to like, do you know what, I'm a bit sorry about a bit out of order there, you know what I mean? And, there's people that would just tell me to piss off. Like, even if they're not interested, they're not, because what I've done to them. You know what I mean? More so physically, you know what I mean? I was a physical kind of guy. And I wasn't very good at arguing with people when I just punch you on the chin,
Yeah.
Like, you didn't have to argue. My mate always said, my mate Gary, he'd say, Dom, why argue when you've got a left hook like yours? I won't be arguing, I'd be pinging people left, right and centre, and the problem was I was. And it got me such a bad kind of reputation that people was always saying I'm such a loose cannon. And I get that. But I wasn't, I was just very lost, very lost. I always say I was in no man's land for about 10 years. And it wasn't a night, I said before, I led 10 men's lives, but who want to live my life? Because it wasn't, it was great. I mean, it was like, I went round all over, I was quite like I went round the world, things like that, doing what I was doing. And always I was always kind of looking after someone else. I was never looking after myself.
Yeah.
Where people had more brains, because I thought, don't worry, I'll get some more money tomorrow. Don't worry about that, but you can have that, I'll get some more money tomorrow. I say, now, don't worry, you've got some money. You heard my friend ringing up, I've got some money. I haven't got a dinar, but we've got to get by. Money ain't my God. You know what I mean? There is only one God, but money definitely ain't it, I'm afraid. So it's a shame, because because I would have been a multi-millionaire, but I would have been so focused. And also, you've got to be quite cutthroat out there, and I'm not really like that. If you cut me, you owe me a tenner, I go, oh, it's all about it. You know, and I think, I could do with that tenner. And it's bad, ain't it? You know, you let as long as someone else is all right, it don't really matter, does it? But
and I don't think you should change that because it's you, isn't it? You know, it's like, you know, it's one of them, you know.
Yeah, no, don't tap it, mate.
See, tapping him.
Mate, yeah.
No, but I get it, and it's nice to just come in, just talk.
Yeah.
And we don't talk about one thing. I try not to do, and people go, you know, I try not to get the negative comments because there's some dickheads out there, right? And everyone's a keyboard warrior. When you see, I've seen people, believe it or not, that have said things about me. When I go and see them, I go, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it ain't like that because listen, you got something to say. I would respect you more if you went, Dom, I think you're a bit of an arsehole. And I would have gone, oh, you were a bully. I got called a bully, and I had to sit there and go, do you know what? You were right, you know. And it was like something was said before, and something come up on a what's it called, reply on a Facebook saying they basically said, you know, and I just said, my mate, that's a liberty in putting that. I said, but I've got no problem with it because it was true. I've got no problem with the truth. And I wasn't a nice person till Bella come along. I was very misunderstood because I was just so quick off the draw. It was like being a gunfighter. I was don't get me wrong, I never really picked on anybody that weren't in the circle. I said to someone before, someone put something up the other week about me, whatever. And I said, if I've turned up at your house for whatever reason, it's not because you've done something nice. I've been sent round here because you own 1, 2 or 3 this money. You know, just say, look, you come, you know, this bit of dough, or sort that out, or drop that out, or can't talk to him like that, or stuff like that. Don't get me wrong, I really put on myself as well, and that's why you know, not saying that, you know, all the toughest ones survive, don't they? I would have said it's a jungle out there, and I normally say the F word, but that's why I've got big teeth. You know what I mean? And that's it. But my teeth are packed away and next to the drawer by the bed. These are plastic ones. No, but that's one. I'd like to get my teeth done, by the way. So anybody want to put some money in a pot, they get my teeth done, send me a turkey. I'm not worried about the ears, the teeth.
I'd love to see you with great big pearly gnashers, mate. I'd love that. I would love that.
I bet you would, mate. You're pushing me today. Now I'm going to have to do something. Now I want to go and buy a pair of them teeth and stick them in. I'm going to send this picture.
Go.
Few sunbeds.
Oh, mate.
Well, we're going to
great
get
big curly hair.
I've got curly hair, but it's down my back. But mainly the sunbeds. We're going to get a sunbed thing. Again, a good pillow Paul Wednesday. He's going to help us out with a sunbed for the gym. You know, there's lots of positive stuff there. But again, just saying, you know, if you notice, I try and include everybody when we talk. You know, there's so many thank yous.
Yeah, of course. You
know, there's so many people I could thank just for me to be here today. Not, you know, I'm very lucky. I'm lucky in that. You know, so I'm not lucky, but I shouldn't be here by rights, or I should be like in Her Majesty's on holiday. I mean, it's really weird how things change. I said, working at the hostel, I met some great people, including the police, and they'd come in. We had a bad reputation. This hostel didn't have the best reputation, but we had a manager come in there called Mike and myself, and we had some good staff there, and slowly we were changing it. I went up to when I left, we was changing it around. It got a better name. You know, it's never going to be Buckingham Palace, but it's a lot better than what people give it, you know, credit for. But then they're saying, you know, the people turn up and they come out, they expect they're going to move into a house, they're going to move into a flat. It doesn't work like that. There isn't enough accommodation out there as it is. So what would you rather do? You live in a nice room. You got a bed. It's lovely. It ain't bad. I mean, there was a room. I wouldn't mind staying there.
Yeah.
And I mean, once you lock the door, you're all right. I mean, but it's just how it is. But people kind of don't expect too much. They're not willing to do the work. They're not, you know. But you know, we were quite lucky. Again, what I'm just trying to say is, like, when working at this hostel, I actually made a good kind of rapport with the police. They'd actually come to see how I was, not to see if I'd been up to anything. Which was great. I mean, it's like, I'll tell you a story, another one. I boxed a fella called Paul Fisk. He was #1 in the amateurs for years, like top, RAF, man. What a lovely man. You could not meet a nicer fella. About 6'6". When I went at pros in the, when I went boxing pro. I went up my first fight at heavyweight, and I said, "We got Paul Fist for you." He said, "You got to be careful, ain't you? Know, he's a good fighter." And so I said, "Yeah, okay, whatever, I'll fight him." Knocked him out in the first round. Body shot. I knew we weren't. It was great, lovely body shot. So I boxed him a couple of times on the unlicensed. Sorry, Paul, I did knock you out all 3 times, all in the first round. Sorry, mate, but just get that in there.
Just drop that little mic drop.
Ping, ping, ping. But anyway, so I knew his boy actually worked for the Stokey police. He's done really well for him. Ben Fisk, his name is. So one day, the police come in, they need to look at the CCTV about something. I said, okay. Big Lum walks in, not very talkative. I went, all right, mate. He comes in. I went, oh, hello, darling. You all right, to the lady policewoman. He went, don't call her darling. I went, oh, hold on, mate. I said, listen, I'm old enough to be her dad. What's the matter with her? Can't call her darling. Right. So he's in there looking in the other office with Mike. And next minute, I said to the lady, I said, where are you from? She goes, oh, Stokey. Stokey. I said, okay. Do you know a fella called Ben Fisk? He just started laughing. Why are you laughing? He goes, that's him.
No.
And I'm going, oh, Ben. He turned around, I said, I've chinned your old man 3 times. Next he went, are you Dom? I went, yeah. He went, oh, what? Oh, what a lovely guy. And it is really weird. Growing up kind of them and us, growing up that kind of bit of, gangster. Oh, listen, somebody had this comment, I was never a gangster, I was an idiot. That's what I was. And I was an hired hand for a bit mercenary. But then seeing what them people, the police have to go through, it ain't a nice job they've got. And I don't, so we got a bit of rapport going up. There used to be about 3 of them coming. We had a few of them coming. A fella from a Latin, their name Nick and Tam. They come in once a week, check up on certain people. And they really opened my eyes to the job they do. And there's me, and I always say, look after yourselves. There's me like 20 years ago, laughing at me, going, you talk to a cop, mate, you must be a class. No, it's just realising it was a job.
It's the other side, isn't it?
And I've seen it, and I don't ever know, don't get me wrong, it was like, different horses for courses. But I mean, it was just kind of eye-opening what they have to put up with. And I thought, I wouldn't want your job in a million years. We had a friend of mine, his son was a copper, actually in Stokey, and he actually come and see me. Oh my God. And he never lasted. And he, as a policeman, you think, well, I should have been a copper years ago. I probably bent his arsehole, but, that's when, mate, let him off, go and let him out of the car, he's all right,
Cross my palms with silver, off you go.
Silver, I'll be plastic. Give me a panini, and I'll let you go. But it was like, and he just said he couldn't handle it. The negativity out of that job they get. And it's like, if we're being honest, I mean, look what happens nowadays. You're a copper. You go, you're doing a job. And without police, there'd be anarchy, wouldn't there? I mean, it's half lawless as it is now, isn't it? But imagine
I think it's got a lot harder for them as well, because they've got no rights. They've got no power anymore, have they?
Back in the day, I remember playing up to a copper, getting a kick up the arse and the smack round the ear. Then I went home and I got one off the old man and all, because you said, you think, oh, my dad, I got just kicked up. Wouldn't hit me, Mum, Dad, give me a slap. And then my dad never put his hand on. He said, because back then you had a bit of respect. I'm not just going back down that way with the pub, but I'm just saying how kind of, we're coming off a mental health, getting on to, just saying how you see what they must go through. It was just, I don't know, this kind of conversation's going all over the place, ain't it?
No, it's good though, that's what you want.
Yeah. No, but I'm just saying, it's like, I've been quite like, I've seen so many different walks of life, and it's like again, being in that hostel, mental health, there you go, that's where you want to spend a couple of days there. We had some people walking there once and go, no, it's not very nice here, and what they were architects. And I got the I said, because I work there, I work with these people. And they're only, so with the police, what they were saying was they used to have so many phone calls. There's loads of other hostels worse, 10 times worse than us. And anyway,
what's the main problem in the hostels?
The main problem is understanding. That's what I'm getting to. It's like the police going, we'd have like 700 calls from you a year. And after 6 months, we were having none. Why? What are you doing here? I said, you know what we're doing here? We're talking to people. We've got, like Mike, even though we didn't really see eye to eye all the time, because there's a saying I have with Bella, there's smart and there's smart arse. I don't like smart arse. And I'm not the cleverest of people there, but I'm the straightest person you'll ever deal with. So sometimes in life, with certain managers, it doesn't hurt to be wrong. So, but this fellow would always be right about everything. What he thought he was right. And if he was, well, he's the manager, you've got to do what you're told. But no, that's that, no. But the amount of people we had in there, and they go, what are you doing differently here now? I said, we're talking to people. And people, we're helping with their paperwork. You know, they've got to meet. We actually had a room there that the council could use it. Like, they come in, they have to do once a week, they need to talk to 2 or 3 people to go in there, so they have their own room. They might have to even have interpreters turn up. I mean, it was a good job like that, but it just got too negative and it brought me down. I mean, it was a great place. It wasn't nothing to do with anybody else. Just, you take on a lot. I mean, but that's one kind of thing, perhaps that could be my niche. Not being a counsellor, I don't think I'm...
No, listen, like a bit of a life coach, I think so.
But I'd like to think I could do something like layman's terms. I'm not going to sit there and tell you posh words about this and that. I'm going to throw is it profanity? Let's get some big words today, boy.
It's done well there, mate.
Swear words. You know what I mean?
Is it thesaurus?
Is there something there?
You carry on, mate. I see where you're at. You need bigger hands than that. But no, but it's just, you know, I'd like to think I could. I'd like to think I could help people. Only if I can just talk to them and go, look, you know, you've got a problem here. And I think the biggest problem we all have is actually looking at ourselves and realising it's not everybody else, it's us. Man, at times you go, yeah. I said, but you need to slow down. Why have you got to be like, and they're shouting, and then, you know, don't get wrong, you got physical a couple of times. Nothing even worth talking about, you know what I mean? You know, for 4.5 years, I think, you know, I don't know, wouldn't even like to say, probably a couple of times I've never actually physically hit anyone. You know what I mean? Didn't have to, you don't have to, because people are so misunderstood, you know. And there were some great people. I mean, some people just lost. You know, the fella there, his kids were living in Southend. So one day, I love it when they come back. See, and I was really, I said, you seen your kids? Talk about my kids? Yeah, it was great, you know. And then it was like, one day I said to the fella, you seen your kids this week? He goes, no, I can't afford it. So what do you mean? He goes, well, it cost me, I need a tenner or something, like 20 quid to get Southend. I went, oh, okay, all right. So I went to Mike, I said, look, Mike, I know we're not allowed to do this, you know, because you're not allowed to give money, because it's against the thing. But I'm a man, I've got my kids. So I said, I told him I did it anyway, so I knocked at his door. I said, look, it's 30 quid. 20 quid for your thing, and there's 10 quid for ice cream. 10 quid, I don't think you're going to get much of an ice cream for 10. Mine got a flake, and everyone probably looking at me going, you tight git, you know what I mean? But that's all I had. Yeah. And he was so happy, this fella. He was just so happy. And we had some really good stories there where people actually come back, they got a flat, they were happy, they actually met someone, and they were just going, they'd come back in, and they're going, if it wasn't for you, we wouldn't be here. I mean, but I said, all I try and do is treat people the way I want to be treated. And for me to work at that was a very big eye-opener for me, and I'm very grateful for it. But in the end, it was just too, you know, I had to get out because it was just too much. Yeah,
I could imagine it would.
You know, you're dealing with people that are all walks of life, you know, good, bad. I've got to be honest, the ones that come out of prison, they were the great ones. Because they, you know, I'll just say, play the game, you'll be out of here in a few months. You know, just tick the boxes. You've got to do what you're told, you know what I mean? It's like, you know, again, I'm very grateful. But then sometimes you just got too much. Yeah.
I think what you said there about like sort of life coaching and that, I've never been to a life coach, but I know a few, and none of them are overeducated. Most of them are sort of old East End, because they're relatable. And I think, you know, if you're going to go to anyone, you know, to sort of spill your problems, you want to be able to relate to them. Rather than sort of someone looking down their glasses.
And that's what we used to have there. We'd have like people come, they're social workers. They'd done a course for like a year in college, and they're like 20 years old, and they'd turn up and they'd be like, they could deal with these people, and the people didn't want to deal with them.
Reading out a textbook, they've got no life experience.
And that's the biggest thing. I mean, I had one fella there years when I first went there. He's going, you don't know what it's like to be homeless. I said, don't I? You don't know what it's like to have a drink, don't I? Mate, you've ticked all the boxes I've done. That's why I'm here now. I'm trying to help you. But if you can't help yourself, you just think it's everybody else's fault. I mean, that's what I'm saying. We've all got to hold our hands up sometimes and be counted for and go, do you know what? I mean, that's why I really enjoy it today, is because we're not here condoning my kind of old like lifestyle, my violent lifestyle, being like Rat Man, this person, being Rat Man. This isn't what it's all about now. This is me trying to say to people, do you know what? It's okay not to be okay. You know, this is, you know, my life changed 20 years ago when my daughter came along. Don't get me wrong, you back me in a call, I'm coming out the way, I'm coming like whatever, you hold on to your hat, you know, because I need one, this Italian don't go backwards, but I'm going forwards and I'm in fifth gear. But all I do now is I don't put myself in them places. Being an old gladiator, like, you know, as they say, when you go, people, places, things. I don't go hang about with certain people, don't go to certain places and keep away from certain things. Like certain people that kind of bring the bad side out of me.
Yeah.
And I go to nightclubs or pubs, and I just keep away from booze and drugs, you know. And it's because we're like sort of gladiators. I'm a gladiator, so when I'm going to perform, I need my arena. So my arena would be a nightclub, a pub, alpha males, and I'm going for the big one. I ain't going to go for the bloke that ain't saying. I always said it. You know, we were talking about this the other day. If I was going to have a scrap with someone, I want the biggest, ugliest so-and-so in the bar. And do you know why that is? Because I don't want to get knocked out by the little one that don't say nothing. I've seen some people have fun. I mean, I've been lucky enough. I work with some great security guys. Don't call them doormen, security people. You know, and it ain't always the biggest ones that have got the biggest bite. You know, I've seen some little fellas go to work and I'm going, yeah, I like that. I was impressed there. Yeah. You know, but the biggest thing they're going to become a full circle again. Doing that job wasn't about how tough you are. It's about how you talk to how you talk to
you took your way out, didn't you?
Yeah, I mean, listen, who wants, I mean, they're going all the years I've been, I was doing security work since 1990, that's 33 years. And I probably had about 20 fights altogether. You know what I mean? You know, I can tell you some mad. I remember working NWA come over, London Arena. That was 1990 or 91, I think. You know what I mean? They were probably, don't get me, it was great. I mean, you ever seen, was it Straight Outta Compton?
Yeah.
Brilliant film. And look at them guys, they had it hard. You know, I know they were very militant, but that was when they come over and we had our hands full that night. But then it's probably one of the best gigs I've ever done. I've been very lucky with certain things I've done. I mean, talking about gigs now, I remember doing V Festival, and that was when Idris Elba being there say, who would you have play you in a film? I always say, I'd love it. Imagine Idris Elba, complete spin on it, ain't it? You know, we'd probably end up being Tom Hardy if you don't get too old. You know, but and he's got to get himself in better shape if he wants to pay me
and get a bit more better looking, eh?
Yeah, I don't really know. Everyone likes an ugly boy. But we went to the V Festival, and that's when Idris was hitting the DJ. Because people don't realise what a great DJ is. And he come out, and I think it was a blue tent, how long ago it was, but we had the blue section, so this was the group of guys I was working with. And he comes out and does his, I don't know, there's always some song on the loop, everyone. And he come out and he goes, I'm Idris Elba, better known as Luther. And the whole place went mental. And I was quite in awe of the fella, mate. You know, we had back and he's walking past, and I shook your hand, and he was just a nice guy. Yeah. And now I'm thinking, I mean, Idris Elba. I mean, that was pretty cool. That was. I mean, so getting on to cool things was like when I was out in Saudi with working with whatever. But and he had everyone there. You had like Conor McGregor.
See, yeah, it's crazy.
Now I was sitting there, Conor McGregor's walking past, you had this one in it, and it was amazing. I was quite lucky in a way. I got one of my heroes has always been Randy Couture, and he was out there with Rampage Jackson and Chuck Liddell, and they're proper fighters. And as he walked past, I went, Mr. Couture. He goes, no man, it's Randy. And it was so nice. It was just nice people.
Yeah.
You know? And it was, who else? Shannon Briggs was there. I mean, like, he was great. Riddick Bowe. It was out there. I'm sure it was Larry Owens. It was great.
There was a whole lot. I remember seeing the lineup.
Fury and what's his name?
Ngannou.
Yeah, that was it, yeah.
Oh Christ! Yeah, but they had literally everyone.
Yeah, it was phenomenal.
Every fighter on the planet was there, wasn't they?
And we had, you know, like Duran, Sugar Ray Leonard. Obviously, Mike was at Tyson. I'm not Tom Cochran, Mike. Don't know that well, but it was just amazing. It was just to be involved, even though we're doing security. You know, you walk past people walking past tonight.
Yeah. Well, what do you think about Saudi and what they've done with boxing?
Yeah, I mean, listen, they've got the money. They've got money to pull it off. I think that's going to be the way forward. I mean, also, and I totally get the aspect that they don't want YouTubers. I totally get that because I'm all for people earning money from fighting. I know I've earned nothing out, but it's paid my bills and got me through the shit. But these people are earning 4 or 5 million a show. Good luck to them. But what it's then doing is making these kind of misfit fighters think they can actually fight. That makes them very dangerous people to themselves. You know what I mean? And they'll end up getting hurt because it only stick to what they do. Very mediocre, very novice-y stuff. You know what I mean? There was a couple of, don't get me wrong, a few good knockouts this week. You know, I've got to say this show.
I think they had amateur background, didn't they?
Some of them did. I mean, but there was a couple of boys and they did it. Actually, perhaps I need to go back a little bit. The Shasi Saturday was very good, and I think the standard's gone up a lot. So I think they have to, but they're not professional fighters.
Yeah.
And that's what we said the other week. Is when you got someone that can earn £4 to £5 million fighting a YouTuber in that kind of event, well, they're not going to go and fight for a British title against a fighter that's going to smash you to pieces and get maybe 30 or 40 grand. Now, who's the idiot there? Good luck to him. And I think
it's entertainment, not sports. I think that's
and that was good. I mean, was it the Sutherland? Was it? I can't remember his name. He did an interview there, and he was just saying, you know, it's like it was a sellout show. League was great. It was like the hits I got. It was amazing. So what's good there? It does bring the limelight back to boxing, but then there's boxing and then there's a circus, isn't there? I mean, it's more of a circus than it is. You know, again, it's just a shame that the true hard-working fighter is not getting the just desserts, like the paydays he deserves.
But then, do you think it highlights, like, if I was a fighter now on the scene, 20, 21 years old, I'd be looking at it and I'm thinking, right, what I need, you know, like it's not.
You need an angle. It's an angle.
Yeah, and you need a presence on social media and a personality. Yeah. You know, there's some of the best fighters go nowhere because they don't sell tickets.
So I mean, I've been very lucky. I've seen some tremendous fighters that you think. I mean, there's some of the fighters you will never ever get to see because they don't sell a ticket.
Literally, yeah.
And I mean, so I know it's a completely different thing. I mean, you got like Philadelphia. You've got fighters in them gyms that are better than any world champion. But they need a break like the next person.
They can't sell.
Yeah, sell a ticket or they can't get a contract or this or that. I mean, them gyms out in America, there's fighters out there, they just train because they want to fight. And they don't even fight, they just want to spar. Yeah. You know, but and you come over to England and they're doing these shows, which are great. But in Saudi, what I liked about their attitude was we don't want YouTubers there. We just want the creme de la creme or the good fighters. I mean, this thing we got with Frank and Eddie, is it 5 against 5? Yeah. I think that's great. Yeah. I think now they're getting the right way.
It's a big fights that we want. Yeah. We want these fights. You know, no one wants the YouTube. We want the big fights.
I think the money's not been there. Not that the money's not been there. I think there's an element of greed from the fighters as well. But what Saudi's going to do is give us them big fights because they can't turn the money down.
I mean, obviously we've got coming up. Obviously we've got Fury and Usyk. That's been waiting for a long time to come through. And obviously we've got AJ fighting. What's his name?
Ngannou.
You know, and it's some good. And then we've got what's his name?
Well, there you go. What we're saying there about the YouTube stuff. Now we've got Ngannou. I know it's not YouTube, but like we've got crossover boxing.
But how can then you tell me? How come after one fight he lost, he's ranked in the top 10?
It's crazy.
And you've got people that really need that, deserve that shot, you know. And it's all to do with money, and it's a shame. I mean, but it's money walks, bullshit talks, isn't it?
So, that's right. And the Saudis love Ngannou.
Yeah,
Turk Al Sheikh, he's a big fan of Ngannou, which is why he's been paid. And
but again, good luck to him. Good luck to him. I'm not saying anything, but it's just a shame the hard-working fighters, the blue collar workers, a fighter. Nothing. Yeah. You get people, and I see everyone jumps on the bandwagon.
It's a very short career, isn't it? Very short career.
Unless you're like me, 30 years, and I'm still going. I've still got about another 10 years left in my life. I have to fight because that's all I can do. You know what I mean? And I'm not earning fortune. I'm just enough to pay the bills. You're telling me I have to fight to pay the fucking bills. And that's how it is. You know, I mean, I'm not in for an electric bill come, I've got to fight.
So when are your dates, Dom? Because you were saying you've got a couple of boxing events and a
I've got February the 15th at Trent Park.
Boxing.
I think it's March the 23rd. I think it's a Saturday.
Boxing.
Billericay Football Club, that's for TW1.
Yeah.
And I've got the Bare Knuckle at the O2, and that's May the 4th.
And you've also got a couple of books out. What's the name of your books as well?
How to Burn Cakes in One Go, and I Like Women's Underwear. No, I mean, that's coming out. So no,
there's 3 volumes of that one, isn't there? I've got that one.
Actually, you're in it. Yeah. No, I've got 3 out. And one's called Out the Shadows, but the book's out now. One's called Into the Light, and the new one is What About Me. You can get them, and if you go on the webpage, it's dominic-negus.co.uk. I mean, it's great. I mean, listen, there's a lot of great stories in. You know, if you get Into the Light, it tells you my life story, basically. I mean, obviously, the first book, the second one's a recap. And the third book's all about different stories from different people that I've met. Some good, great stories, not just saying, obviously, Ricky Yatton's in there. Ricky Grover's done the Forge. There's a lot of famous people, infamous people, people that you don't even know, people that you will know. And it just tells you all different aspects of my life. And basically, I messed it all up. And I'm still here to tell the story.
You're doing all right, Dom. You're doing all right, mate.
Yeah,
I'd actually, I feel like I'd love to go back and just bridge the gap between the drugs test and being banned, and obviously leading up to.
Someone said to me last, and again, I will say B, my friend B, when I got the ban, he's going, right, let's go to Cardiff, let's hang it out, let's hold your hands up. And I was so militant. I was saying, everyone can go, yeah. That's what I should have done, because I would have, when I did the Liam Tuss thing, I was on course to win the world title, marry the girl, have the kids, have the house, have the dog, blah, blah, blah. And I fucked it up. No one else. I did. And so after I sit there and I can't be no straight. I did it. No one else. I was so militant. I thought I knew better. And my mate goes to me all the time, goes, yeah, who's that fella? I said, yeah, piss off. He goes, who's that fella that was going to take you, willing to take you? And I went, oh, go away. But he was right. And I hate to say it, because I don't hate to say it, but he was right. I should have gone there, held my hands up and go, do you know what? I've been a silly boy.
I fucked up.
I was already on a 6 month through it anyway. I know another 6 months, got a year ban.
Yeah.
And I still, when I got my trainer's licence, I still had to pay the fine after 15, 16 years. So I wasn't getting away with it. They said, look, we can't have nothing to do with you until you pay this fine. So I went up north, done my trainer's licence, passed, and even if I'm allowed to say his name, Les Potts, his name was great, great instructor of that day. He goes, we need people like you in the sport. See, when I trained all my fighters, I was adamant, you must be double clean, because you're to do with me, they're going to look at you and think, hold on, because I got tested.
Here we go, yeah.
Yeah, so I will make sure. And I realise, and I say to the boy, you don't need to do it. Do as I tell you, and you're going to be fine. And I say, now if you, I'm not going to go too much in that. We kind of just split, and I just had enough and walked away from it. Now I've come back. All my life's been boxing from day dot, really. But then I said to him, do as I tell you, because if you do something wrong, he can blame me. But if you do it your way, which they did do, then you've only got yourself to blame. A couple of things mucked up, and a couple of things did get their arses smacked with a couple of things, but they still never had the kind of integrity. You go, do you know what? I did that. Because they're not old enough here, they're not wise enough here. They're going to look back in years, and they're going to know where they went wrong.
Probably how you was at that age.
Totally get it.
Yeah.
Totally get it. But it's funny, when they want to blame everyone else, they want to use this or that or this or that. Yeah, okay. But at the end of the day, you've got to look at yourself in the mirror. That's what's now. I can actually look at myself in the mirror. All right, I'm still not happy about certain things, but I'm going, do you know what, Dom? You're all right. You're all right. I've held my hands up to certain things. Other things, no one needs to know about it. That's to do with me. And that's why now I'm just trying to make myself a better person, but a happier, a more peaceful person. Well, not peace with myself, because I'm not. And when you start talking to people, you can, you can sit there with the straightest bloke and you can scare the living life out of them when you tell them, go over it, and I go, I'm having a bad day. It's not, hold on, what's going on here? Hold on, they can't handle it. Mm-hmm. They can't handle it. So you, again, that's what I said to you earlier, is when you go to war, you've got to pick the right soldiers. So with me, you've got to talk to certain people, because they understand. I like my mate, I feel like a bit of a fanny running around my mate, because I can talk to him, I know I can be, I think he's got his own problems. Don't need to keep hitting me. And he's got, you know, he has. I know my pal, you know, just bigger problems. You know, and I sit there and go, I feel. So I'll try and be this person out upbeat. And I'll do my little Instagram. I'll try and be upbeat now. Right, Dom, yeah, it's great because I've got them, and everyone's like, you're all right, what's going on? I said, I'm just trying to show you it's okay not to be okay.
Yeah.
You know, because it ain't. Not every day's going to be, what does he say, sunshine and rainbows, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's a big message. That's a big message, and that's what people have got to understand. You know, people have to understand that.
We went to, again, I'm not alienating anybody or whatever, but I said the people I want to talk to, the people who've got nothing. We said to her, we had a friend of ours, and look, what's the name? Rehab cost 20 grand. Not really interested in people, because the people I'm trying to help ain't got 20p.
Yeah.
They're the people I want to help. I don't want to hear these. I don't want to try and these people got multi-million. You know, this to me, it's like
where the parents have paid 50 grand at rehab and they're back on it a week later.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it ain't their money.
No,
and
they don't care.
They do it. They pay it again. Like it's not.
Until you've had enough, then you're not had enough.
Yeah.
Until you realise enough's enough, then you're gonna know, because you got to reach your epiphany, and the only way is back up, and that's our kind of, you know, the last few months where a lot of things have happened. Not I hit the lowest, but I ain't the lowest, but that was years ago. But I kind of realised I've got to pull myself up now. It's no good. No one's gonna help me.
Victim mentality. Like at my lowest, a few years back, I stayed in bed for 6 weeks. Couldn't get out of bed. I started blaming. I've never been one, but I was like, the world owes me this. You know, it was like a victim mentality.
No one owns you nothing,
yeah.
mate.
And then I woke up that one day and I was like, sort yourself out. You know, no one's coming to save you.
That's what happened, like with the fight. Now, when I lost the fight at bed, we just got cancelled. One of the things, nobody's fault. That's how it is. I'm kind of in that down spot. And I've not been there for years, and it was really bad. Everyone was kind of paying the price, and I was waking up crying. I remember once we lived in Collier Road, and I was getting really depressed. And I remember I went to this. I used to hate this house, hated it. Worst house I've ever lived. Nothing wrong with it. I just didn't like it. And I got to Bella's bed. I can remember she had like this pink like princess thingy duvet. And I pulled the cover over my head and I cried my eyes out because I felt like such a failure because I was in this house we didn't like, or I didn't like. It wasn't no one's fault. It was just we had to move. You know, we had to move out the house because the lady sold it. And it wasn't a bad house. I just didn't like it. And I was kind of, you know. But then you start to put things in perspective. At least we had an house.
I was going to say, look where you've been working for 4.5 years. You know,
that's what I'm saying. Yeah. I mean, there was one time. My friend, my close friend, he'd give me a lovely, lovely, lovely watch. Nothing wrong with it. And I had to sell it to pay the rent one time. That breaks my heart. It's like. Because of what happened like over Christmas. The only thing I've ever had, what I've loved and I've bought, was a Porsche 944 convertible, and we got it for nothing. It's not a thingy car. It's an old car. And when all this stuff happened, when the fight got cancelled, I paid all this money out and they'd done this. I had to pay it back. And the only way, and do you know what? To this day, well, it was only like a few months ago. It broke my heart because that's the only thing I ever wanted my life. And my mate bought it for me. He's one of my closest friends. Look, I'll buy it for you, at least you know where it is and things like that. He's a good guy. So when all the interior just got done, slowly, we just need to put it back together again now. Painted all it was all done properly. Oh my God. It's got to work. We put it back together, probably worth about 30 grand. But it broke my, so my mate goes, I don't want to see it. Do not want to see it again for as long as I live. Because that's all I ever wanted. And I had to sell it. Because it's materialistic, I've got bills to pay, and it broke. That's probably like I really sobbed my heart out. And I looked at these, I've got these pictures, I can't look at them. Still got the picture, and it just breaks my heart. Because that was the only thing I wanted. And we went and bought it when the COVID started, and we had a touch, and I was so happy. And I just looked at this car, kept looking at it, and that's mine. I turned up, my phone, I've got Porsche. I weren't like nothing, you go and buy a BMW like 40, 50 grand. No, this is, I ain't going to say what it is, but it's nothing. It was absolutely nothing. But with the hard work we put into it, it's worth a fortune. And it just, today, just like sometimes it puts in perspective. You know, so we lived in this house. You know, whatever I had, that's what people say, well, I don't need anything. I'll get by on my own. And I have done. And it's, you know, it's a shame. I mean, if I'm being honest, we had me and Joe had words the other day about saying, and like you do, I don't care. I'll be on my, I'll do it on my own. She goes, but, she goes, I need you. And I said, oh, well, you don't realise, yeah, but I need you too. And that's the hard bit. When you started, literally, you let your guard down. You start realising. When they say no man is an island, and that's quite deep. That is. I mean, there's again a song by Richard Ashcroft, Human Effects. It's on. The album's Human Effects. It's called Science of Silence, and he says about like you are a rock. You know what I mean? You need help, and I'd rather be your friend. And that's it. The songs kind of sum me up. It's like, and I said to yes, I said, I do need you. You know what I mean? Muck about. It's like you don't ring up and say good morning. It's like this morning at 5:30. Morning.
Waking everyone up.
Did I say good morning? I phone her up and she goes, oh, yeah. I said, no. Did I say good morning? Because I can be very facetious sometimes.
3 or 4 text messages morning.
I've already done it.
Quality.
But she doesn't need. She's a good girl. She's boot food. She's had a hard time. But she doesn't need my kind of shit. So I try not to thingy my shit on her. I'll try and deal with everything. But then you're in a relationship where sometimes you need to talk. Just not relationship in life, isn't it? You know what I mean? As I say, then we go back to the steps again, handing it over. Don't beat yourself up every day. I beat myself up every day. I feel loaded snake shit sometimes. I don't think I deserve this. I don't deserve that. This is why that's happened. So the victim. But then I think, oh, God. You wait to go, let's get back on this.
You big boy pants on.
Yeah, boy. Yeah. Actually, I don't wear pants. I can actually, but you see me not wearing pants. I don't wear pants at all, I'm commando. Well, it's state of my pants, I work commando. But
I've been sitting on a rusty fence.
and I've got split. What are you laughing at? Oh, you got mates now. You've both got your big boy pants on there, haven't you? Oh, did you eat your bits this morning? No, what's your present today? Pair of bullets?
Yeah.
But no, I feel like here now, I find it very therapeutic. It's like, that's what I love to think. We get a load of people in one day, just like proper people. Like a friend of mine called Adam Hillaby. He was on about going to like proper workers, like work, underground workers. And we sit there and we tell stories talk about your life and go, you're gonna have the one idiot in the crowd going, what a mug. And he's probably one that goes home and cries himself to sleep every night. Because you know why? Because I would have done that. I'd sit there, people going, he's telling me, back in that year, and you think you go home and you go, what about me? Like, well,
do you think this social media's got a lot to do with that as well, though? Because everyone's got these false.
Social media, I think, causes most of the problems nowadays. Where you get someone sitting on a car going, look at me, I'm doing all right, and he ain't got a dinner. And then they go next, how come he's got that and I ain't got this? And then next thing, it's too much for people and end up.
It's a fake world, isn't it? And I mean, it's crazy because we're talking like that, but we're talking about a podcast. We're on a podcast, so on one stage, I get it. But social media, I think, is a fantastic tool. Someone like yourself reaching out to people, Dom, letting people know that they're not alone. Listen.
I'd like to hope so. I mean, I've been very lucky again. I've had some people, and I wouldn't name them just because I don't like them. It's just, they got in contact with me saying, thanks a lot for doing certain things like the podcast I've done, because it does show a different side to me, a vulnerable side that I nearly pulled it because I didn't want people seeing that. And then when I looked at it, it was so powerful. Yeah. And then they're going, listen, that is me. That is how I am. So what am I going to? I'm fed up living a lie. So certain bits I've lived a lie because, when we were doing whatever we were doing, it's like you're an actor. You wake up in the morning. Stick it on John today. Paul, I've got to pick that money off of Paul. I'm going to have to give him a slap.
Trying to keep up your own reputation almost.
Do you know what? It's a load of old bollocks. I'd rather sit there going, I can see people now go, all right, mate. Man, you don't remember. I said, yeah, but listen, that was that. This is a different time now. We all change, and we're not allowed to change. All I was a product of my own environment. And because that's what it was, you know what I mean? It's like, I'm not ashamed of what I've done, but I'm not very happy either. And again, what I said to you earlier, if it was someone else come in and pick some money and whatever, then you're in the loop anyway. Everyone's all right. Everyone's all right singing when they're winning. When a bit of lollies coming in, obviously when they ain't paying, the something's gone wrong. then they want to like, oh, no. It is what it is, isn't it? You're in that world, and I'm quite glad not to be in that world anymore. I can't say I don't know people that ain't in there. That's down to them. I'm gonna do whatever you want. Don't bring me into it. I'm okay. And it is what it is, isn't it? It's just a funny old world we live in now. It's like it's all right for him to do that, but it's not right for that one. Again, as I said earlier, if that's what you're into, you have to stand up and be counted.
Yeah.
And it's like with me, I stood up, was counted, got knocked down, stood back up. Now I'm okay. I'm always going to learn. Was always going to learn the hard way. I had a fellow I used to work with. He said this before. I was a car sprayer, and I was a top-notch car sprayer. Painted all car, name them all. Colin Cordingley taught me how to paint cars. Lovely guy. I lived out in Grays. I've not seen them for years. Great people. Colin and Maureen, their names, blah, blah, blah. But he always said, Dom, or they used to call me Dobsy. Don't know why. But it was Colin Cordingley and Chris Craft. Great people. Big influence on my life growing up. And then they said, Dom, the problem with you're always going to learn the hard way. Colin has shown me this way. Do it this way. Put a bit of WD-40 on it. Me now, I'll be sitting there.
I know best.
Yeah. Put a WD-40. 10 minutes out. Straight off. See, Dom, there's an easy way and a hard way. You would always do it the hard way. And I did it the hard way. And now, but I'm trying to learn now to give other people the benefit of the doubt and realise. I said to her, and I keep saying it doesn't hurt to say you're sorry. Or the other one, to say you're wrong. That's all. Not saying so. People are so quick to blame everybody. No, ain't my fault. It's his fault. He owned it. Yeah. See it all the time. I would go, do you know what? I'll get it now. Go, do you know what? It's my fault. Sorry about that. Or like something so trivial about, you think that's, have you seen that film? No, well, that's so-and-so. And he went, no, it ain't. And before you start running, go, do you know what? I'm wrong. You were right. And I get it now. And it kind of gets me. So I'm going, yeah, you were wrong. This doesn't mean bloody hell. It just is what it is.
It shows a progression in life, though, doesn't it? It does show the progression.
Well, yeah, someone said to me yesterday, he goes, at least you're learning. It's taken you long enough, but at least you're learning that you were wrong and you held your hands up. And that's what it is. We move on to another phase. It's like really weird. It's like someone texted me something the other day, and the way they text me wasn't right, very abrupt. And it played on me till yesterday. And I said, and left a message. I said, don't leave a message like that for me. And I've got a little bit of a growl up. I said, I think you made a bit of a mistake there, mate. And people don't realise I'm still the same person. And I said to my mate Kev, I said, the phone. He goes, well, okay. He said, I showed him. He goes, no, you're all right, but why does it bother you? I said, because it really does. You know what I mean? It's the stupidest things that bother me. You know, and it's just
don't poke the bear.
Oh yeah. I don't mind. I don't mind being called a bear. You know, that's what my daughter calls me. Like, Dad, you're like a big old bear. You know, and that's but it is right though. But you want to see that side of me, okay? And I haven't got a reputation for nothing. There was a reason why. Not saying I want to be that person again, but it's still there. You never listen about change. I don't think you change. You just get wiser. You understand, evolve. That's it. If you don't evolve, you get left behind. Don't get me wrong. I was very much a Neanderthal, but now instead of walking the floor, rubbing my knuckles on the ground, I'm kind of standing up on my own 2 feet now. Still just trying to understand everything. I'm still like a bit like a baby, trying to understand the alphabet. And I was very kind of like cut off from the world. I mean, like, oh, look at the phone. No, but I was very blinkered around something. That was it. I had to, Dom, go and get that. I'm going to get that. And that's all it was. I was very blinkered. And then he said, I paid the price for it, because I never evolved now. Slowly, it's getting better. But it's still a pain in the arse.
But I think, do you know what though, Dom? I think there's so many chapters for you, and I think that I don't know, my personal opinion, you're entering another phase that I think is Dom Negus. It's a Dom I know. Yeah, it's a Dom I know. It's the Dom that a lot of people will, like I said, they'll read a lot of stuff, they'll see a lot of stuff, but put that to bed and start seeing the Dom that they're seeing now, and you're doing all right, mate. You're doing all right.
I know we've got to probably wrap this up soon, but it's like really weird. I said I met a fella, well, he's kind of on Instagram, and he's kind of like, a bit of encouragement coming off the drink and stuff like that. It's really weird. He said, "Can I ask you a question?" You're probably going to tell me to fuck off. He goes, "These stories I've heard, and they don't know me. He's done his own work. These stories, were you that bad?" I said, "Mate, I was worse." "But what made you really?" I said, "My daughter. My daughter made me see the light." And that's all I can say. If it weren't for her, and I say it to everybody, and she's the most, she just makes me laugh. I don't know, it's just kind of, she's everything that I could have ever and more. And that's why I say to people, go like, like with Bella's mum, I'm always going to, I've got to be careful what I say with her, because I love, like, whatever. I'm always going to love her because she gave me this most incredible thing that saved my life. Come on, give her a break. But I'm just saying, I'm not trying to, I'm not saying, I get on really well with her now. And it shouldn't have be. I mean, I know,
of course,
like in a perfect world.
Yeah, I was going to say, it definitely ain't, but
but it took a long time.
Yeah.
Now, I'll say, with Joe, you ain't got to worry about her. Because I don't, that's my part of my life. That's nothing to do with you. As long as, Bella's okay and her mum's okay, that's all that matters. Because in ways, you still got to look after them, in a way. But I don't, they look after themselves and they're self-sufficient. Mm-hmm. Now I can try and live my life with you. But now there also comes, and now Joe's got 2 kids. So now we still got to evolve around them first, don't we? So, and it is hard. I mean, I've already brought my own kids up, so I've now got to bring someone else's kids up, in a way. I'm allowed to say this, I don't know, I'm going to get shot in the foot for saying this. But it ain't a problem, but then I just want to spend time with Joe, do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's like, we're finding ourselves out again, it's just hard, isn't it? It's like, she's a good girl, and she's got such a good left hook.
So he's had to say it.
No, I just haven't got to say it, but this girl can fight. Yeah, and one thing I've got to say about it, she's a great mum. She's a great mum, you know what I mean? So, but it's just, I'm just trying to say, it's like, I'll try and get on with everybody now. Unless I'll try and, you can't, I said, I can. I don't hate anybody, believe it or not, you know what I mean? It's like, people say, what about them 3 geezers? I don't hate them. I don't hate them people. In fact, I owe them a massive favour. They just made me see the. I think I'll just say quickly, and then it's done. I'm done with wrap this up there, but whatever. But when they say, "Oh, they changed your way," I said, "No. Okay, they taught me a lesson. Nothing to do with him. It was Bella. One Bella's mum said, like, when she was pregnant, I knew that was the end of that life because I know there was only 1 or 2 ways I was going to end up dead or in prison." So it was Bella that changed everything. Bella changed everything. She changed my mindset.
Give you something to live for.
To a degree, yeah. I mean, because it is hard now. I mean, it's like people say, "How do you feel?" Of course, I don't kill myself. I have some mad moments. Don't get me wrong, when I have my mad times come, it's like when I sit on my own quite a bit and the madness comes in. No, you can't. I don't know if you read it. Well, what would you call it? What's this colour? What would you call that? Blue?
Teal.
Blue. Well, is that blue, ain't it? Well,
blue.
Okay, blue. My eyes, when my nut goes, that's red. And you can't tell me no fucking different. That's red. So I was swearing because I get...
No, you can swear, mate.
No, but you know what I'm saying?
Don't worry about it,
when my head goes...
No one. I'm not going to be able to tell you it's blue. It's red to you, and that's it. You're gone.
Teal, actually, mate. It's teal.
It's teal. Yeah.
I was in a pub once, and my favourite, I love something so bad. First time I mentioned it. Here Comes the Sun by the Beatles. They're playing it, and I do not know why. I'm with my pal, and there's a 4 geese on the table, and I'm going, "What's this song called?" And they're going, "Here Comes the Sun." I do not know why. I was going, "No, it ain't." And I didn't know for one, I don't know why, I just didn't know. I was going through this mad kind of, this was a few years ago, my mate John's out, and I'm going, "It ain't." He goes, "Mate, Here Comes the Sun by the Beatles." I said, "It ain't." And I said, and he goes, "Mate," I said, "I don't give a fuck. It ain't." And the bloke went, "Okay, mate, call it what you want."
Yeah.
And he did. And
it's Yellow Submarine, actually, mate.
yeah. And the maddest thing was, and the next day, the song came on, and I go, "Here Comes the Sun." And my mate John's going,
he was right.
John's going, "That's what they're telling you." And my head goes so kind of mad, I can't think straight,
I see you turning when he done soya milk in your coffee.
Oh, that was like cat piss.
Well.
I'm not having that. And one more other time, and then, I got myself in this bit of trouble, and I was looking like going on holiday. We went, remember the scare house, the warehouse?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I got myself so lost in like this night, and I was on the dance floor laughing my head off. Like, I must have looked mad. I was dancing. My mate Tony was there with his, I think it was his girl, and I was laughing so I couldn't work out what the problem was. Honestly, it's the maddest thing I've ever had. I'm laughing so hard, going, what a good time I'm having. And when I woke up in the morning, it was like, fuck. And I still, it's the craziest thing I've ever had. And there they are. And I call it your epiphany, yeah. There's me, do this thing, got out of the country, went to my mate's house in Tenerife, and he's opened the door, and he's going, "Oh, you're on the run there, mate. You know what I mean? You know, solicitors trying to get hold of this and that. You know, this is for whatever." And it must be hard because I don't know if people are going to listen to this thing. Oh, this story's gone from there. I can't help it. It's how my head goes. But I knocked on his door. He goes, "You're on a run there." And I got out of the country, whatever. And I was sitting there, and I said, "Look, I don't know what I'm doing. I do not know what I'm doing." And I sat there and I cried my eyes out. And it kind of, we had a prayer. I said, "Look, please, we're going to get you through this, whatever." And do you know what? To this day, that's the closest I think I've ever felt God. I do not know what happened, but I knew it was going to be all right.
Yeah.
Not I was going to get off of it, but I knew it was going to be all right. We're going to fight this. You know, you said we're going to treat this like a fight. We're going to treat this like every fight you've had in your life. This is how it is. I know we're looking at a big stretch, 15 to 18 we're looking at, you know, if it goes over. And by the grace of God, whatever happened, happened. But I do not know to this day, and it was the most kind of surrealist moment I've ever sat there. And that's the closest I think I've ever felt when people go, "You're there." You know, I think I was definitely touched that day, you know what I mean? But no, you're pimping, I knew.
Yeah.
And I went back, we got back home, I got the last flight back, the last seat on the plane. They got me through. Now, if I never got next day, because I was on bail, if I never got back that day, I was fucked.
Game over.
Yeah, and then all that, he goes, my brother's in Tenerife, he goes, "Well, what do I have to do, 15 years in the sun or 15 years over there in the Nick?" And the way I felt was I'd probably go, "Nick." It's really mad being told that you can do something, right? Or imagine they're sitting on some beach, beautiful, beautiful, but saying, "Right, you've got to stay here. You don't want to be there.
Not holiday anymore, is it?
You don't want to be there." I'm telling you, thinking, perhaps rainy Woodford ain't bad after all, you know what I mean? It's like, because I can walk about, do what I want. All right, well, you know, but I thought...
You're in a prison with no walls, effectively, isn't it? It's like...
And that's what it was. I think, you know what, I've got to go and face the music. And whatever happened. It was great. And then it basically gave me a clean slate. And that's where we kind of changed, you know.
That's where we are.
Then I was going back, you know, my mate had gone and helped me out. I was back doing first and second cleans in brand new build flats. I had an Hoover in one hand, Mr. Sheen and the polish in the other one. I was happy as Larry. Just leave me alone. That's all I want, just leave me alone. And that's how it was, you know. I mean, then life's changed, and that's 20 years ago now.
That's that simple life that you speak of, though, isn't it?
That's all I've ever wanted.
My father-in-law, he got a place out in Cyprus that he goes to. You know, they go out there, I don't know, 3 months a year, and he's got a guy out there. He must be sort of mid-80s now, he reckons, and he lives in a little shack on the beach.
Sounds good
and
to
he
me.
goes out and he'll go fishing and he'll cook his fish for dinner.
Sounds like paradise.
Never seen him without a smile on his face. He's got nothing but everything.
Totally get it.
You know?
And that's exactly
the people have got
I think the
nothing.
older we get, the more we aspire to that
People
story.
that got nothing have got more than what people realise.
Oh yeah.
And I get that. I haven't got a dinar in the bank, but sometimes I wake up. It's been a while, but I feel like a millionaire because I'm still here. I can always I always wait. That's probably the. I remember waking up when Bella was a baby, and she was in bed. The first night we had at night, she come back. She's in bed with me. Right, it was just me and Bella. And I looked round. I felt that's what a millionaire feels like. You know, and it was so good. So then I was like the fucking lottery winner that lost a ticket. You know.
But there is. Do you know what though, Dom? There's a saying. Obviously, you've got Italian blood, and my nan was Sicilian. My dad was Sicilian, obviously. And she always used to.
Yeah,
there you go. Can you see by the looks?
Yes.
And
I had to find in case.
which is
He
not true.
genuinely plays
It's not
the
true,
violin.
by the way. But my nan always used to say to me, if I had something going on or I had a few problems, I became a dad at a very young age. I was 16 when I became a dad. So, of course, when you're 16, trying to get on in the world, they want men to work, not kids. And I used to, come home from doing a little warehouse job and I'd be so upset. And my nan used to say to me, you don't realise, she goes, there's people out there that are praying for your problems. Yeah. She goes, there's people out there praying for your problems. The problem that you've got, someone else is saying, please, God, give me his problem. And do you know what? It's so true. It is so true.
Totally get that.
Yeah, big time, yeah. Listen, we're just even living in this country, we're lucky. You look at places around the world. We're lucky that we haven't been at war for our generations, have we? It's like we don't really.
But as you say, and you look at them people, they're far happier than most of us are.
Oh yeah, look at these third world countries, and you've got 8-year-old kids who have to, go miles for water, and all you see is them smiling, happy, running around, singing, dancing. And we've got.
Because I think going into a joke in a minute.
No. I can't even get my kids to lend me their iPhone charger, let alone
the kids wouldn't go and get your car keys this morning.
Did you see it? You witnessed it. Yeah. Kids wouldn't even go and get my car keys. They're standing in the room.
I just sat there going, that's Sandy, I'm out of that one.
No. But it's
that's the world we live in, isn't it?
Definitely.
I think like you say, Wi-Fi goes off. Fucking hell, it's like the end of the world.
It's finished, mate. It's game over. Over. Well, I think it's been absolute quality, Dom, and I think it's been really refreshing to hear Dom, the Dom that I know, but the Dom that everyone else will get to know, and I think it's been fantastic.
Well, thanks, guys, for having me on.
Yeah, we'll wrap it up now.
Sandwiches were shit.
Well,
coffee was
still waiting for a sandwich, mate.
Coffee was turd.
I think Big D's just got to
Big D gone to make them. Good man.
Brilliant.
But
quality, mate.
We'll get you back on very
Dom,
soon.
No, brilliant.
Fantastic, mate.
Top man,
quality,
Dom.
mate. Absolute quality.